Hi, Beverly. Hey, Kim. Beverly, we were all over on Rita's Roost. You ought to come over there. A bunch of ladies. Everybody talks. They do a lot of quilting and talking about everything. I know you like watching a lot of lives, but it's Rita's Roost. She does one usually every evening, but sometimes during the day. She has a does quilting and she'll be live tomorrow morning and stuff. They're a lot of fun. Get about 40 or 50 women and me just aggravating each other. Hey, Cheryl. Kim, it kind of sucks with the deal with your brother. My cousin, we buried him yesterday, and then a guy I raced with that runs the racetrack in Osborne, he died of cancer this week too. They always say it runs in threes. I know it. I love all of you, even you. I hope Joe's doing better today. I didn't realize she was having a bad day last night. Oklahoma, running back up to Guyman, and then I'm going down to Houston. The wind is so bad. See that dust storms over there? God, the wind is bad. Yeah, that's what Shannon was saying. I think it's all the way down here over in Oklahoma City. It looked like it was going to rain. Hi, Janet. The link's pinned at the top if one of you ladies want to come up. Hi, Linda. At least I will talk to you. I won't ignore you like Rita does. I got to give Rita heck about it. She just gives us all a place to go and hang out. she is. She just ignores the heck out of us. Won't share her ice cream. I got a list of bad things about that lady. She won't share her ice cream. She eats in front of us. You know, she's just always mean to us. I'm empty, headed up to Guyman, Oklahoma. We're 200 miles away yet. And then I'm going to go to Texas, down to by Houston. How many years I've been doing this? 40 years. There she is, my girlfriend's sister. Joe, I'm good. I was just talking about you a few minutes ago. I was hoping you was doing better. I didn't realize you was having a rough day yesterday. I'm sorry. I didn't catch it in time. Joe, if you feel like it, you can come up. Watch me get blowed off the road. Well, Joe, the day Sunday when we was live, you was so cheerful and cooking and everything. So I didn't know. I mean, you were having a really good day Sunday. Even putting up with me. Yeah, it's very windy in the Midwest. I don't know if you guys can see them trees the way they're blowing. It's really bad when you got an empty trailer going across this plains when the wind catches you. would be bad in a covered wagon, and they did it for years.
Hey, bro.
Hello.
Yeah,
My
Sunday was
grandpa,
good.
Cheryl, he lived over in Blue Rapids, Kansas, and the Oregon Trail went through his field. And you can go over the still and see the path that them wagons went across. It packed the ground so bad.
Yeah, that's ruts in some places. No, Sunday was good, but uh, I didn't sleep real well, so I had just gotten up Monday morning from a cat nap and was heading to the loo, and all of a sudden all hell broke loose in the kitchen, and one of the stray kittens had come in, and I didn't know what was going on, and I went in there and I grabbed the smallest one, and then the second one I grabbed had it by the backbone. So that just started the whole day. And
Hey,
then
them cats was bothering your dogs when you were cooking.
yeah, I know they were. But these cats are supposed to be smart. It's like, how stupid is it to come into a house where there's 5 dogs that bark at you anyway, and they're hounds. So Deb had been sleeping, and she got up, and they got off her lap and raced in there, but she had to go to urgent care because she scratched up her hand, and then the dog catcher wanted to come out and lay eyes on her. Well, then we couldn't find her because she'd gotten out of the shop. So it was like the whole day blew up. I got up thinking, okay, I can get some things done. And so, and then today, I got a lot done, couldn't sleep till 5, slept for a couple hours, was getting some things done, sat down on my porch, and they started barking their heads off. And I'm like, what's going on? And it got silent for a minute, and I heard a loud crash, and I thought, oh, Deb's falling. So I run, on my crutches through the house, and I said, she's sitting in the recliner, and I said, well, there was a big crash. I know. So I walk out the door, and there's an unalive kitten and 3 dogs in the yard, and another unalive kitten. And they had busted through the double fence that was around the porch. So then it was 20 minutes of chasing them to get them back in the house. And I told
No,
Deb, I said, you can't do that when they've had their instincts kick in like they did yesterday. So,
no, Janet, I've never heard of that one. Hello, Rhonda.
hi, Rhonda. So, yeah. So today was a little crazy
Hi,
too.
Gladys.
And the thing is that one of the kittens from today, I had begged the dog catcher to take when we spent an hour and a half looking for the other kitten. Take her with, well, I didn't bring any of my gear, sorry. I'll be there first thing in the morning. She showed up at 11:40 today. And if she had brought what she needed and knew she needed, anyway.
She didn't
So,
want to catch them.
well, she caught the 4 baby kittens that were in the back, but you know that you have to quarantine a cat because of a report, and you don't bring any of your gear for that. And it's like, oops, sorry, I'll be here in the morning.
Wow, Kelly, that's interesting. I'd like to do that.
Oh, wow! Imagine.
The other day when I was moving around St.
Hi,
Joe
Kelly.
there's a guy that's got a wagon and one horse going across the country clear over to Boston, and he was going across Highway 36. There's a write-up of it in a newspaper on KQ2 or something.
Dear baby. And because they had gotten friendly with us, we've been trying to find homes for both of them. But the first one did come out after all the mayhem and getting the dogs back in. So I've got her quarantined. So, because they have to quarantine her for 10 days. They wanted to charge me $100 to do their job.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, we need to take her in for 10 days and keep an eye on her. That'll be $100. And I'm like, my butt, you know, I don't have $100 to spend. Oh, well, you can do it. Oh, I guess I should have mentioned you could do it. So I was glad
For the prices they have on adopting animals, some people can't afford that. They might want a pet,
right.
but they can't pay $100 or $200 to go get a mutt or a cat out of a pound.
Exactly. And it's unfortunate because there's a lot of, you know, they get overcrowded, and I understand they have fees, but they do a lot of fundraisers and they do have support, you know. But anyway, that was
Kelly,
just cray.
there's a guy, I forget where he's at. It's a Coachworks something. He builds wagons of all different types. I mean, period deals. I mean, they cost a lot of money because, I mean, they are fancy wagons. I watch him all the time. But something about Coachworks or something. It's an older gentleman, but he builds all kinds of wagons. He done was that 9 meal or the mule train? He built a whole one of them. He built all different kinds of wagons.
Well, I know that some places use them, you know, for, you know, reproduction or, you know, that kind of thing. So
Yeah, I can't think of the exact name, but I know it's got Coachworks on it somehow. But he does some beautiful work. I actually, because my trucking company is Two Horse Trucking, my business name, and I was trying to find somebody to do a design with an old wagon like John Wayne had, you know, the big heavy ones you haul freight in, and put the stickers on my truck, but I've never find anybody to get the deal, so we got Two Horse Heads for our deal right now.
what are you doing?
Yeah, you're right, Janet. Yeah, vet bills are high.
I need to get my phone so I
Oh,
can
that'd
look
be
at
nice.
that.
A free pet day, yeah.
They have them occasionally where, or they have
Oh,
somebody who pays for, and if you can get in on it, it's like, okay, somebody has paid 10 adoption fees. But anyway,
Joe, your Eastern sister's here. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Hi, Shay Shay.
Hey, Shay Shay. And this one's got a deep scratch on his nose and a couple on his ears, so I've had to tend to him too. And Deb's hand is a mess. Shay Shay coming up, or is she just gonna come say
I don't
hello?
know. Shannon's dog, it ate a corn cob, and it cost us $400 for surgery to get that corn cob out. It got stuck.
Yeah. Yeah, vet care's expensive. I wonder if I should do the.
I used to a lot, but not much anymore. I still do a little bit, but not as much. Mainly, I run Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Texas now. What I'm doing, but I do still go to Georgia and Florida once in a while, or Louisiana. But my main route's hauling this meat. I just like Guyman, Oklahoma, Dodge City, Kansas, St. Joseph, Missouri, then down to Texas or Oklahoma, and then do like a circle anymore. Yeah, the dog loved corn, but it ate a small piece of corn cob, about an inch and a half long, and it got stuck in his intestine somewhere, and we had to have her operated on.
Yeah, it's and it's not expected when that happens. It's like you don't think about that kind of thing happening. My dog
Now,
got pancreatitis, and he stayed with me for about 4 years before he passed. He got pancreatitis, and the doc said she didn't think he would make it, and it was because his dachshund body couldn't process the fat in pork. Well, I didn't know that, and nobody had taught me that because, we didn't know that. And he did make it, and he stayed with me until he was 15, another 4 years, but it was scary. Now, bacon treats and things like that that are put out by pet stores are okay, but not pork off your table because they can't process it, especially little dogs.
well, I got 260 miles up here to Guyman, then I got to go back to Texas, but I don't know if the trailer's loaded yet. It might not load till tonight or in the morning. I usually only do about 500 to 600 miles a day anymore. I'm getting old.
Well, that's a good trip anyway.
I used to be able to do 1,000 miles a day and not blink an eye.
Mm-hmm.
But it sucks
Well,
getting old.
it do, and they have so many more regulations today too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
So
want to
you
get
have
as old
to
as Kim. I'll never be able to get out of the house when I get that old.
Oh, you probably would have left your arse off this morning, Randy, watching me chase 2 basset hounds and dachshunds around the backyard trying to get them in the house. And I thought you guys were
You
going to
should have
kill
made a
me.
video of that for your channel.
Oh my gosh. I just, yeah, if I would have
That'd been
had
a
time
great
to think.
video.
A one-legged person chasing 2 bassets and a
Yep.
dachshund who, they were just
You know,
crazy.
you might take this one wrong, but I think it would be cool.
Yeah.
Get you a 3-legged dog and on a leash, and you guys walk through town.
Well, this guy's 3-legged.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, he has his 3rd leg, but his paw's so deformed, he only uses it for balance. So when he runs or he walks any distance, he walks on 3 legs. And we just amputated the oversized thumb so it wouldn't rip off. And we decided to keep the paw so that when he sits, he can kind of use it to steady himself. But yeah,
Oh,
he
okay.
runs and he wrestles with the
What are you doing,
65 pound.
Truck?
He wrestles with the 65-pound basset, But yeah, he has a rare deformity, and the breeder said, "I'm not going to sell him, but I'm not going to treat him. Will you rescue him?"
The cute
So I said,
sister's
yeah.
in here too. DJ's here.
Oh, the cute sister's here. You're bad, Randy. I know, you just want my turkey sandwich because that turkey is damn good, isn't it? I've been eating on that turkey, Randy.
Leftover turkey sandwiches with Miracle Whip, not mayonnaise. Miracle Whip on it are great.
Mm-hmm. Well, I grew up with Miracle Whip, but this has mayonnaise on it. But if you see
Yes,
that
Kelly,
turkey,
65 pounds is an armful.
you see that turkey?
Looks moist.
It's moist and tender and flavorful. And I tell you what, after I sat down and caught my breath and ate that dinner Sunday night, it was so good.
Well, it all looked good while you were cooking it.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys missed our Sunday show, Joe cooked for 4 hours while I was driving to Oklahoma. She made cheesecake, homemade cheesecake muffins, like
Yeah,
little pies for everybody, a turkey, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes. It was for her brother's birthday.
yeah. I do the homemade cheesecake and muffin, so I can do half mud bottoms, which is crushed up Oreos with butter, and the other half traditional graham cracker. And that way, and they're real easy to just grab them, and you don't have to slice them up. And but yeah, the turkey was on the smoker for 6 hours, just over 6 hours. And my favorite thing for turkey
I've never heard of
is the
that one,
sandwiches.
Janet.
Duke's.
I've never heard of Duke's.
Yes, Duke's is a southern mayonnaise. There's a battle between Hellman's, Duke's, and Kraft sometimes comes in there, but yeah, in the South, Randy, you'll hear a lot in this area, the South. You hear a lot about Duke's and Hellman's, and there's fans on both sides. I think it's a regional mayonnaise, mayo. What? How did you figure out I was eating this sandwich and none of your siblings figured it out? Sorry, Randy, I needed to eat
That's all right.
after chasing them
I'm
dogs.
used to it. Rita's always eating in front of me.
That woman can pull out some good food and sit there.
Yeah.
Those Wednesdays where we're gonna stop and have a snack, and they're like, and it's like, oh my gosh, you're killing us.
Yeah, Miss Rita's a really, really good cook. And so are you. I've seen it.
Thank you. I've been doing it a long time, Randy.
I can cook, but I can survive. But I'm not a gourmet cook, but I can survive.
Well, one thing I figured out is I've lived so many places and stayed so many places. There's some regional foods you can't get, so you have to figure out how to make them yourself.
Me too,
out,
Shay Shay.
and
But I gotta watch what I eat now.
I'm a good eater. You're funny. And now going out to eat is so darn expensive. I can make 4 portobello mushroom Swiss cheeseburger for the price of one. Feed the whole family for the price of one, making it myself, and that's with the mushrooms, the cheese, the burgers, and the brioche buns.
Shay, I think she's in North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm just outside Wilmington, North Carolina, about 20-25 minutes from the Atlantic Ocean. I'm in a little rural area called Rocky Point. Yeah. There's 2 restaurants I'll splurge on. In Burgal, about 20 minutes away, they have an authentic Mexican restaurant. Not Americanized, but an authentic Mexican restaurant. And they make fried chimichangas, steak fried chimichangas that are out of this world. And there's an authentic Chinese restaurant in town, and they hand make their egg rolls. And they take this tempura batter and put it on fresh shrimp. And they make like a honey type, a lightly sweet sauce on top of it. It is just amazing. But that's like a birthday. That's like a birthday or a super splurge meal.
Indeed, he's trying to get her turkey sandwich. He's being lovable so he can get some of the food. He's got alternative motives.
He always does. But see, it's empty. There ain't no more. And Molly comes in and goes, "Wait a minute. Did I miss it?" Yeah, you did. You did. You did. You were snoozing. You lost. I'm working on a block, Randy. Let me see if I can find the front page. What do I do with it? Anyway, I know I didn't put it too far. Anyway, I'm working on a block, and then I had to recut some things. And it looks like that. It'll look like that.
Oh, that's gonna be nice.
And I had cut out the green, and then I remembered that I had a bunch of green with lights on it. So I was in the process of recutting that this morning. And
Toodles,
then,
I try to read them myself. I've asked people, Toodles, I know you're new in here. Some people do it, some don't. Write in capital letters. It's not yelling at me. I don't mind being yelled at, but it's easier for me to read.
yeah, it probably is going down the road. You know, and some people, you have to realize, some people aren't yelling when they write in capital letters. It's a translator, or it's you know, it's the only way they can see. So sometimes it is yelling, and sometimes anyway, it's called the Christmas star. But I redid the green
I'll
because I
put you
found
in
some of the
timeout,
lights.
Shay Shay.
What'd Shay say? I want to yell at you, Randy. He's so funny. I made my husband some Honey Island country ham this morning. Wow, that sounds
That
good.
that would be good with them honey or them buns, Hawaiian buns or whatever they are.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I love that. Would be good. That honey.
Hello, Toodles. Well, Randy, I don't know why, but Streamer, when I get on with you and I hit chat, it blocks out the video. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just doing a couple blocks for a friend. So I would have had it done if I hadn't had more mayhem this morning. But I'm thinking I got this red for the star, but I'm thinking of going to look with something that like has snowflakes or something on it instead of just plain red. Like I did this morning, I recut all my pieces for the green. So instead of a dark green, this actually has Christmas lights on it to make up the tree. And I
Now,
just didn't
Janet,
think
if
of
them
it.
homemade biscuits were mayonnaise biscuits, that'd be all right.
I make some pretty darn good biscuits, Randy.
My ex-mother-in-law got me hooked on mayonnaise biscuits and fried bologna for breakfast. Man, them biscuits were flaky and good.
Now my biscuits are a tad sweet because I I kind of like that for a lot of what I do. They're not sweet, but they're not totally savory. And some people like that, some people don't. But since I'm making them and we all eat them, well, Shay, I'll have to do a video with some cutting. I was planning on doing a video yesterday, but all that mayhem just threw me off, and I was exhausted, and my hip's been just off the roof since then. And then today I was planning on kind of doing a video, watching another channel at 11 because she comes on twice a week. Well, that went out the window with this morning's mayhem, and here I am. So, yeah, I'll have to look up mayonnaise biscuits because I haven't.
Shay,
And
you can come up. We can make fun of your hair. There's probably polka dots today.
She said, "Thanks, Toodles. I'll change my color soon."
You know, I'm getting mad. The cute sister hasn't come up on mine. She came up on
Oh,
Rita's.
yeah, that's not good. So I'm trying to decide if I should go try and dig out something other than just the plain red that has just snow in it, or just go with the red star because I've got it cut. Let me get my charger. She's got to get her plugger up, Randy. Polka dot hair. There we go. You know, Kelly, there's a guy at my local Joann's, and he does different colors for the seasons. His hair, you never know exactly what color his hair will be. It'll be purple, blue, rainbow, pink, green. It's kind of funny. And he's not a young fella, but like, okay.
I didn't know it, Shay, but my stepson's girlfriend's got hair like yours, and so I haven't met her yet. He just started dating her, and she came out the house. My wife met her, and I'm gonna talk her into see if I can get her to see the picture of you and dye her hair pink like yours.
You know, I have never dyed my hair.
Bye, Toodles.
Have a good day, Toodles. I mean, I think it's great if that's and some people look beautiful with it, but I've never had a desire to dye my hair.
Yeah, Kelly, there's a lot of them. Be walking around somewhere in the truck stops, and these 60, 70-year-old women have got all colored, different colors of hair. I guess they want to cover their gray up.
I figured I earned my gray.
I hope so, D. You know, I got to look at Joe and Shay Shay. I'd like to have something to look at nice.
I love you too, bro. You need a little beauty in your life. So let's see.
I want to get out to New Jersey and go with D to the Atlantic City. It's been a long time since I've been to Atlantic City.
Oh, it's been years since I've been out to Atlantic City. Ocean City. When I lived in Maryland, the big place going up to go was Ocean City, Maryland. I think that part of it's in another state, if I remember correctly.
Oh,
Molly,
it is? Yeah, I haven't been out there in years.
son, do you really?
I used to deliver in the Bronx every Monday morning, and I would go down South New Jersey and pick up, believe it or not, juice, orange juice and grape juices in South New Jersey and bring it back to the Midwest.
I'm not surprised. Shay says we coming. She bringing up her suitcases. She says it's different. Last year her hair was blue and green, and Latoya says hi, Randy.
Hi, Latoya. Do you have your surgery, Latoya?
And Kelly says with Randy jabbing all the ladies, he should watch his six. Might sneak up and hold him down and give him colored hair one day.
Well, watch. Joe's got a pair of scissors she tried to take after me already.
That was too funny. And then what was it the next night? Was it Marilyn says, Joe, get your scissors out. I use those cut batting.
On Rita's this morning, the first thing Rhonda does is pull out scissors. So I was getting worried.
I don't know if this will work on here, but if you hold a black light to this, the white on white will show you snowflakes. So you see the snowflakes that come out?
Yep.
So it looks white, but when you look up close up, you'll see the snowflakes on the white instead of using plain white. But you also have to be careful you don't get it upside down. When you have one that don't have nothing. Ooh, pinking shears, slow haircut. Thank you, Kelly. Oh, yeah, no. I want to find an old pair of Weiss pinking shears, the small ones and the larger ones, the vintage, but I haven't found a pair that's reasonable
Yes,
yet.
Susan and Ramona and oh shoot, Rhonda were all talking about different scissors this morning.
Well, there are many scissors out there, and there are very good scissors, and then there are not so good scissors. And Ginger, those that I was showing you, that's probably a $90 pair of scissors. Those 10-inch knife edge dressmakers, but they're warranted for life. You send them in, they will sharpen them free for life. And I did
Oh
not pay
wow.
that much. I got them at an estate sale for like $3, brand new. So I was blessed. And
Yeah, some of the ladies were talking about sewing machines too this morning, and they can go to the state sales or auctions or wherever, and people don't know what they get, and they can get them for $5 to $20 for a really nice old antique sewing machines.
yeah. Well, and some just are ready to get rid of it. Some are just like, I'm done. I want, so
I haven't
they're,
watched Sew Terry yet. Have you watched her? I guess
oh
she
yeah,
redoes sewing machines.
she does. She mostly specializes in Singer, like featherweights. But
Hmm.
yeah, she's amazing. She can repair them and restore them, and not only that, but paint them. She was doing a foil job again, and she did a video, and it came up I think last night, where she was putting a foil job on a Singer featherweight. And the last one she did was pretty amazing. Well, Kelly,
Yeah, I
I'm
gotta
glad that I
connect
can
with her.
entertain you. Yeah, you
I'll have
do,
to
because she's
connect
really
her and
cool.
watch it. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. They were talking about some of the stuff she's done.
Yeah,
Sounds interesting.
and she's done enough that she knows what she's doing with the machines, and a lot of people either restore them or they paint them. She does both, but she's also not afraid to experiment. Like somebody said, oh, I don't know, 6-8 months ago, can you put a foil finish on my featherweight? Okay, I'll try, and it turned out really cool. So okay, I think I'm
I
gonna
like
go.
people. I like shows that they're redoing something. Like there's one that redoes old toys, guns, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I like watching
Oh,
people restoring stuff.
yeah. Yeah, I was watching somebody recently that was, what was he restoring? Oh, he was restoring a Rainmaker, and they used to hang in restaurants, and I guess the water would come up and it would come down, and they'd have a mermaid or something in the center, and it looked like, and he took it all apart and cleaned it all up, and redid a few parts and put it back together, and it was gorgeous. It was just, but I have a lot of different. I found last week there's this detail company, and they hunt out barn find cars, and they offer to detail them for free, and they put up on
Yeah, I
YouTube.
watch that guy. Yeah, I
And
watch that guy.
I,
Did you watch all
I,
the Dodge Challengers he did and the
yes,
Corvettes?
and the Corvettes,
Yeah.
and that, what was it, a Mercedes that was number 8 off the line in the 50s.
Yep.
I was like, whoa. And I know it's cray, but it just is entertaining to me to watch them. And I like how they give history for the cars and things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they're not just cleaning it. The backstory of the car.
And they're really
Yep.
helping. They're helping the owner out, because then they can decide, Do I want to finally do something with this vehicle, or do I need to part it out, or do I need to sell it for somebody else to restore? But they've come up with some beauties. They came up with one out of Germany that I didn't know the car company. What was it? I think it started with a B, but basically they were kind of pushed out of business. And so it was a rare find to find one to begin with, let alone in a barn or an old garage in the United States, and in decent condition. I have a lot of different interests, Randy.
I do too.
read a lot.
I'm not just, a lot of people, when I tell them what I watch, especially my wife, she goes, do you watch that? Because I'll be playing it there while we're watching TV. What are you listening to? And you watch that, you know? She knows
Yeah,
I'm on Rita's all the time, but I get a variety, you know? I have more than one interest watching things.
there's these talking corgis, and they now have 2 cats, and each one has their own personality. One has a Scottish accent, and they crack me up. And then there's Layla the boxer, and they're always doing these antics. Their owners are amazing with the videos they do with the antics of this boxer and her sister, which I think is a shepherd. But yeah, I watch a whole variety of stuff. So,
There's a lady comes in here once in a while. I think her name is Kelly also. She lives there by Kansas City by me. She does
mm-hmm.
crafting, does lives, and she's very good at stuff, and I like watching her sometimes during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's nothing on the radio going down the road, so when
Right.
I take off, I'll see who's alive, and I'll turn it on and I'll listen to it or glance as I got a phone holder up here, and I shouldn't be doing it, but it's so boring out here on the road. So I listen to people as I'm going down the road doing things.
Well, when I went to Chattanooga, I was surprised at how hard it was to find just a good radio station. When I got out of the
Yeah, I
circle.
got Sirius Radio.
Yeah.
I listen to the Fox News. I listen to NASCAR part time, and then there's an old channel that plays but nothing but old stories. You know, like uh, Superman, Green Hornet. You know, stuff like
Oh
that
yeah.
back in the 40s and 50s. There's a channel that
Right.
I listen to, but I've listened so long, so many years. Most of them are all reruns.
Right. But sometimes those reruns can be great when you're focused on something else. Then you're not distracted by going, oh, I don't want to miss something, and you can just
Yep.
you pick up. And if you get interrupted, you can pick up where you left off. But yeah, there's this English. Well, she's Australian, but she cracks me up because she does all the gossip, mostly on the English and the Royals, but she does vintage. It's called Vintage Reads, and she'll read and review books from all over the place. But she's very, very funny, and she does gossip before bed and something. And so I'll listen to her sometimes because some of what she's just really funny.
It's like
So I have
Paul
a whole
Harvey when
rack.
he was live. I like
Oh, I
listening to Paul
love Paul
Harvey.
Harvey. I
Yep.
ran across a couple YouTube videos. Just a couple. Have you listened to Mike Rose podcast?
No, I haven't heard that one.
Oh, the guy with dirty jobs. His name is Mike
Yeah, I know who
Rose.
you're talking about.
He has a podcast, and he gets his mother on there, and it is a hoot, especially when you find a snippet of it on, and you can see it on video.
Uh-huh.
She's written like 3 or 4 books,
Oh.
and she is funny as
Hey,
all
Piggy.
get out.
Oh, Sorry,
Oh,
Shay.
knock, knock. Shay says, Piggy's in the house. Hey, Piggy.
I was trying to
Nice
avoid
to
her.
meet you.
Hey,
Well, she said DJ.
everybody.
Hey,
Oh, hey, Piggy. I see you in the comments. So,
but
Deidre is coming. She's coming in a minute. She's getting finished and bringing her stuff up. The
All
princess
right.
is getting on soon.
she may have to like
Piggy's,
touch up her face before she comes on.
Joe, Piggy's not too far from where you went here a while back. He lives just south of Chattanooga.
Oh, okay.
He's a
Nice to meet you
Marine.
too,
He's a
girl.
Marine.
Piggy.
Booyah.
They both have channels. His wife has a cooking channel where she does a lot of cooking.
I'll have to look that up. I have great respect for the Marines. I almost became a Marine if my father would not have blocked. I took a different path.
Piggy's ate a bunch of crayons.
Yeah, my dad said over my dead body, you can do the Air Force. And I'm like, I ain't doing a pansy Air Force. I was 17. And I had gone through everything, was accepted to officer training after basic, except for my physical. But he didn't want to release my medical. And I could have when I was 18, but I wasn't going to disrespect him like that. And God had another path.
Piggy, I thought you liked the cherry ones best. I'm wrong. I didn't know it was the grape. I thought it was the cherry ones. Oh, Scott likes the cherry ones.
But yeah, plus, you know, I don't know that it would have helped the mess that I was in from my childhood going that route. It would have made me less of a human being instead of more. So I spent 10 years in missions instead, trying to pick up the pieces of my life.
So, Joe,
What are you thinking?
Do you have the Are you using your rotary cutter now?
Not at the moment.
Oh, okay. I thought I
show
heard you
you.
cutting. I thought I heard you
No,
cutting.
I'm in the process of thinking. I'm working on a couple of these blocks for a friend, and I got everything cut out, and I realized for the green of the Christmas tree, I had this fabric that has Christmas lights.
Oh, that's cute.
So I swapped. I recut that before the mayhem started this morning. But now I'm wondering if for the red, instead of using this Christmas red, if I should see if I have something that has like a little snowflake or, you know, star or something. Because I don't know if you saw, the white I'm using has snowflakes on it. It's called white on white. And it looks white until you get the black, until you look at it.
Like gray and white together almost looking, but it's still white. Okay.
So it's white, and hidden in there are these snowflakes.
Oh, that's nice.
So when you look close up, you can see the snowflakes. But from far away, it just looks like white. So I did that to go in the little strips around in here, in these areas.
Oh, okay. What's going to be the backing?
They just want the block. So I'm doing this block, and if I like it, I may put some together. I'm doing this block for them and this pumpkin drink tumbler because they wanted a Christmas one and they wanted a autumn one, and they love coffee, so I thought I'll do this.
What you do the bling on the outside of the tumbler?
You could add it.
What do you do?
Well, for this one, I don't know where I put it. I found a fabric that would work really good when I was looking for something Christmas. Sometimes it's a fabric you use that will bring out, you know, sometimes like with the snowflake, they just use white. For this, they just use red. For the green of the Christmas tree, they just use the Christmas green. And I'm like, well, that's kind of boring. This one I'm doing, instead of doing orange and light orange, I have orange and I have dogs sitting on pumpkins or with pumpkins. So I'll alternate that to make the block more interesting.
Okay.
So and you can add sometimes your bling will be a particular fabric. So
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
say on the handle it says a 2x2 inch square. If you want that to be like bling, you find a fabric that looks like bling and you just substitute it for that spot and
Okay.
dress it up. So
I
that's what.
want to do my. I think my first one is going to be a mini one for like a baby.
Yeah, those are
Just
great
to
to
get.
start
I've
with.
been practicing all night, so and so and so. I gotta redo my bobbin because I'm empty now. But I've been
Well, see,
practicing cutting and just stitching together little blocks.
yeah, okay, so I can't show you the measurements, but on this one it has a chart for measuring for the different size blocks. So you can do a 6, a 12-inch, an 18-inch, or a 24-inch with this Christmas
Oh,
one.
okay.
I'll
Okay.
probably, this is small because that's how they want it. I'll probably do an 18 or 24 and do a pillow.
Okay.
I'll put muslin on the back of the block and put a flap that opens in the back and to slip in a pillow. But
So
what
for
I
every
did,
quilt, do we have to use what is that? Fusible batting or something with every quilt?
no.
Oh, okay.
It depends on what. And poor Randy's probably gonna get bored with all this.
I'm sorry, Randy.
Hey, Victoria.
Hi,
Victoria said
Victoria.
hello, Randy. And Shay. Hello, Randy, Joanna, Shay, and everyone. It depends on what you're doing with it.
Thank
If
you,
you're
Randy.
making a blanket, you'll pick out a batting that goes in between the quilt top and the backing, and you'll put those together. If you're making a pillow, then you would use, and you're using a quilt block like this, you put interfacing on it to protect the stitches and the seams.
Okay.
And then I make my pillowcases like that, the kind of ones, cushions, whatever you call them, that throw on a chair.
Okay.
I make them so you can take the pillow form out, or whether or not you make it or buy it, so you can take it out, so it can be easier to clean. Or
Okay.
if you need to put a new pillow in because it's gone because you sat on it for so long.
Okay.
So it just depends on what you're making. And see, I haven't bound these yet, but see, these are little mini design boards that I could stick. I made these, and I'll put binding on them. And I just use fusible fleece on cordboard because I could iron the fleece on, and I'll
Okay.
put some binding around, and I have a 12-inch, 8-inch, 5-inch. So see how my pieces are stuck here, and if I was to use this red, I'd stick it, and I'd take it over to my sewing machine, and then all the pieces are together, but it's portable. But I just
Okay.
went and got some cordboard and made my own instead, paying $20 or $30 for them.
That was smart. All
And I
right,
use
Randy, we're gonna stop. What do you want to talk about, Randy?
Randy. It's your turn.
Nothing.
I'm gonna go look for some red fabric.
Okay.
So this is how I hold it. Put my thumb in the groove here, and I put my finger on the top. You see how it gives.
Oh, okay. It
You
looks
see,
more controlled because the other way it's just all.
yes,
Yeah. It's
that's why I like these, because you have a lot of control over the stick ones. But this little kind of divot here, I put my thumb in and I put my finger on the top, and I can use it sitting down or standing up, and then I just roll it, and now the blade's exposed, and I cut, and then I
okay.
flip it back. And that's the thing. I had this for 2 weeks and was ready to throw it against the wall because I wasn't using it correctly, and I had to watch a video. And then it was like, once I started using it correctly, it was like, this thing's the bomb. In fact, I'm probably going to
Oh,
get a
okay.
second one.
Okay.
But, ha ha, Randy. Cyril says, I don't have any turkey, so I'm having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. They're really good.
Peanut butter jelly sandwiches are good. I don't know.
Victoria says, Randy, they're helping you once you get started doing these things, with a laughy cry face. everybody has to find tools that work for them. And some people, the simple OFA, they started with that because they didn't have these created yet and they're not comfortable switching. I literally tried probably 12 or 13 rotary cutters that I
Wow.
got from estate sales, or I got at Walmart, or I got on sale with whatever, until I broke down and spent $20 on this thing and thought, because I would just put them in the bin and go back to scissors.
Yeah.
Now you can't use this for everything, but you can use it for a lot of things. But one
Okay.
thing, before I quit, so Randy doesn't get bored, one thing I do is like here, if I have, say I have 4 things to cut out, and it says 1¼ inches wide by, but then it shrinks down to 1 and then 3/4, I'll cut my strip 1¼ and then I'll go down and I'll go down. I'll use the same strip, I'll just make it a little smaller to be
Okay.
economical. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Okay. So I just want more control. I feel like that I have no control with those.
Yes.
I never thought that was a good idea. So I had one for years, and it just it was in the drawer. I never, yeah, that was not my go-to tool. But I see that in quilting, that I mean, every video I've watched, everybody is using that constantly.
Well, I didn't grow up with the rotary cutter, and I didn't get this. It took me 3 years to find this and start really using a rotary cutter because I just wasn't comfortable. So this works for me, but for some people it doesn't. And your
Yeah, I like
ruler
the
make
scissors with the little crinkle on the end, so it'll be all
mhm,
fancy.
your rulers make a difference too. Like these are
Okay.
Omni Grip, so they don't slip as easily.
Okay.
And you can buy the grips. I love their Omni Grip in a roll because you
Let me
just
write
cut it
that
and
down.
static it to it, and it helps keep your. And when I don't have the hands to hold it, I use my PT weights to hold the ruler down.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
don't drop that on my tongue. But yeah, Omni Grid and Omni Grip are my favorite. Other people have other favorite rulers, but they're easy to read. Got them all
Okay.
over the place. And when the grip have something on the back to help hold it. The
Okay.
grids don't, but that company makes the stuff, and it's like a cling, and it'll stick to the back of your ruler, and it doesn't make it rocky like dots would. Because
Okay.
dots, I didn't like the idea of dots because then you have areas where you don't have something. You put
And it's
this
moving
stuff
around. Yeah,
on,
yeah.
and you get a roll from Amazon, and it'll do a ton of rolls. How come a person becomes unable to chat? That's what Kelly said. Well, Kelly,
Somebody can put you in time out.
yeah,
About the only way
or
I know, Kelly.
Who putting Kelly in timeout?
I know.
Nobody did, I don't think.
The other thing that can happen, Kelly, is on some channels they have like Nightbot or something like that, and if you put more than 3 or 4 emojis, it'll stick you in timeout.
Oh,
If you
yeah,
Wow.
use
sometimes
too
that
many
will do it too.
capital,
Yeah,
if you use too many capital letters, sometimes it'll throw you in timeout, and it can be
but
5
mine don't
minutes,
have that.
15. Yeah,
I don't have that set up. Mine should be all right, Kelly.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that set up on here, but I'm saying with some channels, that's also because I've gotten thrown into purgatory for 15 minutes where I couldn't chat because I used 5
I'll
emojis
fix it.
instead of 3. So Piggy says, wasn't me, I'm not blue. Did this on the roost the other day.
Really?
So that's weird, Kelly. I don't know. I just know that there's kind of 2 things there. Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate it. The encouragement. But that's the 2 things that I know. Is that you've done something and a moderator or the channel creator puts you either in a timeout or boots you. Or
Wow.
Nightbot comes in because they have the settings set up for that. And
She's
they
blue
call
now.
it
She
spam.
shouldn't get timed out.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Well, that's what it seems like. I mean, and sometimes it's not bad because it's like 3 minutes because you forgot and used one too many emojis. But sometimes it's like they have it set up for 15 minutes. And it's like,
Wow.
that's like forever not being able to chat.
What is that? Thinking that you're spamming or something? They think you're
Yeah,
trolling?
spamming emojis,
Yeah.
spamming capitals, you know, that kind of thing. And it just depends on the settings that you have. And
Oh, okay.
Nightbot,
So Randy could control what you're able to do without
right,
getting timed out. Okay.
right. And his Nightbot, I have never seen his Nightbot go, you know, you've spammed too many and put you in purgatory. You can turn that part off, but his Nightbot is helping. And Kelly says, "Oh look, Randy, I feel so special. Really, never have been a moderator." Oh, Piggy's Piddle says you can also hit your keyboard wrong and somehow it'll cause problems, and it takes a while to get back into it. Nightbot can be good if you set it up right. Yeah, and most people have trouble with that. And Kelly says, I was looking up the wrench. I get it now. Well, when you start doing lives a lot, you want to find trusted people, or which is kind of scary if someone trusts me, but you want to find trusted people because you can't always keep your eye on the chat, and sometimes you have really funky people slip in and they say really bad things.
Do you get a strike, Randy, if somebody do that?
Do what?
If a person comes in chat and says vile, vicious, nasty things, does that affect your channel? Do you get a strike or something?
You can.
Wow.
You can get your channel taken away from you.
Wow.
You have to go before a board, YouTube board, and plead your case. And sometimes you can get your channel back. Sometimes you can't.
For somebody else's comments in the comment section.
Yep.
Wow.
You can. There's certain things you can't do in it, like pew pews. We're not really supposed to talk about them or show them.
Yeah.
Some people get by with it, but there's certain things that they watch. They're like if you have like mine are all set up no kids because I don't mind kids in here. I used to have a bunch of kids come in, and I don't want no bad words, you know, and stuff, so the kids can come in. But I don't have it set up where kids can come in alone per se. So I try to make it clean. And then, you know, like I talked to you the other day about it, you know, there's some people who are very rude at different cultures, and I don't want to have that in my channel.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's why I made you one. So if somebody's rude to you, for sure you can block them or put them in timeout.
Okay.
And like Piggy said, no, if it's a good mod, it's alert your offender or get booted. It's like basically the more eyes, the faster you can knock that out. And then sometimes, like on Rita's, I think it was 7 times they came back under another name and tried it again. And it was the mods that caught it almost as it popped up to boot them out.
Like me driving, I don't look at steady at the chat. I glance down at it. But while I'm driving, it's hard for me. So I got to trust you guys to watch the chat once in a while, or the people that's in chat. You're not especially the panel, but people in chat, if they see something wrong. If I've made you a mod, I trust you 100% to put somebody in timeout.
Kelly says rude is wrong, period. And Piggy says you got that right at Kelly McCall. So we all agree.
I don't get the kick out of doing that. That trying to do the shock factor or destroying something somebody's worked hard to try and create. It's like, you know, there's something just really off about that. If you have that much time and skill to skirt the system to do something like that, then why don't you create something good? Why don't you come on and Anyway, I have fun with haters and trolls until my mods boot them, which sometimes happens before I know I have one. LOL. That's what Piggy said. Kelly says, right. What's the kick? Sorry souls. Yeah, I mean, because they can create a lot of damage. If they're not dealt with, and you know, people get offended, and you gotta, I mean, it's a mess, and it's like, why? If you have the skill and the talent to do that, then you have the skill and the talent to do something good with it.
Yeah, you don't have to be evil all the time.
Yeah.
See, I don't know, because people are so touchy today too that you can barely say anything.
Enough pain in the world, that's too. Well, yeah, this morning I forgot and I said I didn't use the word on alive when I was on with my friend Debbie, and she had it streaming to YouTube, and it's like, really, you know, and I have to change some of my language
Yeah.
because it's
It
whatever.
made it
And like you
it
said, the
crazy
pew
when they
pew.
came up with all these rules, because it used to be in context, because no
Yes.
word is negative. It's only the way you use the word. So now they're making it where the actual word is negative, which,
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
that's really crazy to me. But we got to play all these rules and change the letters to say things. It has become really overly sensitive.
Piggy says, come to mind, one is apt to get offended if they don't have a good head on their shoulders. I speak truth, and bottom line it, a lot of folks don't like it. And Kelly says, no one shouts in this group, and I appreciate that. Well, it's just like last night, I was so exhausted, and I had a long, the day went totally sideways, and Randy said something to me in chat, and it hit me wrong. And I told him, I said, Randy, it wasn't you. I need to go. And part of it is because it touched on stuff that my toxic siblings did to me. And it was not intended that way. I knew that. But I knew with where I was at, with how the day had gone and how much pain I was in physically, that it was just best for me to scoot out. And I was going to call you, Randy, and talk to you, but then I was just trying to get things straightened out, and then I got sideways with another mayhem episode this morning, and I'm glad that you're on. But it wasn't you. It wasn't you. It just was. It was the combination,
Yeah,
and so
we all had.
There's my number. Anybody can have it. I give my number out all the time. So if I offend somebody or whatever, you want to call and talk to me about it, or if you just want to call, there's my number.
Yeah. Well, I told you, like I told you before I left, that it wasn't you, and that I wasn't mad. I just
I know.
in that place.
And I didn't catch her, and as part of my fault, because you said something first, and I didn't realize until after I reread it, you were having a bad day, and I didn't catch it when in your first comment.
It's fine. I mean, I was having a good day Sunday, and when I got up, and I had 2 or 3 hours sleep, because that's my about daily average. I thought, oh, good. I was dreaming of a turkey sandwich. You know when I got that? That was 10 o'clock. I got that turkey sandwich at 5:30. When everything calmed down, so I woke up thinking about turkey sandwich and was heading to the loo. And
then another thing I didn't realize, there was a lot of women that come in, Rita's, that have been abused their whole life.
Yeah, that was an interesting conversation there.
Yeah, there were so many of them that. There was so I didn't realize it. You know, I understand now why a lot of them come in, Rita's. It's the relaxation and the the talking and comment. To be able to conversate with some people, because if they've been in that situation all them years, they're trying to find a friend just to talk to, and I see that now. I mean, I didn't realize there's that many, but I mean, I'm not going to name names, but there was a lot of them on there last night.
they're widowed, or they've gotten out of an abusive relationship, and that's why I was saying, you know what, I understand, because I had to crawl out of my childhood. My mother was a covert narcissist. I was bullied at school every day. I was bullied at home by particularly the brother that's 4 years older than I am. So I was emotionally neglected, mentally and physically abused, and I was also sexually abused by the most senior elder in my father's church for almost 7 years. I survived my childhood, and then God took me on a path to clean it up and overcome it. And it's a deep onion. It's a
Mhm.
very deep onion. I mean, I had 3 surgeries before I was 5 years old. That's a deep enough onion right there. I wore a
Mhm.
lift, a 2.5-inch lift on my right shoe until I was 13 and a half, almost 14 years old. I had to wear all flat bottom shoes, so that was another reason to get picked on. I was picked on because I was gifted and smart. I was picked on because my dad was a preacher, and I was picked on because I had a disability. And that's why I say I know when Randy teases me, it's like a brother. And
Absolutely.
sometimes it gets me out of a funk because it makes me laugh and it makes me
Absolutely.
not take myself too seriously. Last night,
Wait a minute.
because
Alvin
You're
Lewis says, I don't
you're
get
right,
watching
Alvin.
this channel. Randy knows better. If it happens, I'll tell Shannon and she takes care of it. Okay? So Alvin is telling on you.
well, like Piggy's right about the all caps. And Piggy, I'm sorry about the nerve damage in your neck area. It can make life difficult. I lost my leg in May of 2001 to medical neglect and malpractice. I did 5 surgeries trying to save it, and I've been on crutches because prosthetic leg didn't work, and I finally found out why. But prosthetic for 25 years. So wear and tear. I'm getting ready to have my 48th surgery, my 10th in 4 years. I had planned on having one, and that was this hip, and it took me 3 years to find a doc. And then one of the most respected hospitals in the world screwed up the anesthesia bad. So,
Yes, guys, I know who wears the
yeah.
pants in my family.
But yeah, I wanted you to know last night that it wasn't you. It was just, and nobody knew the situation, but it was just,
I know it's not me. I'm perfect.
yeah, I know. You wear that stud, yeah. And it does.
I got
It
a halo on
does.
top of me, but you can't see it.
It's hidden.
And Piggy, I'm glad that God had another plan, because I think there's a purpose. And it does. And the problem with pain management in the United States is there's no regulations. So if you become a knee surgeon, you have to go through specific training and internship to become a pain management doctor, where it affects you mentally, emotionally, physically. It affects everything. In 37 states, you need 17 hours worth of training. In those states, if you do that training, you can open up a clinic with NPs, PAs, and doctors who have no training whatsoever, and they can call themselves pain management. It took me almost 19 years to find a true pain management doctor who is multidisciplinary and who could help get me in a better place. So it makes, and then there's this stupid opiate crisis that wasn't about chronic pain users. And the media sensationalized it and twisted it, and the CDC just got their butts in the way and put out guidelines and didn't make it clear they were guidelines 7 years ago, and the FDA took it in cement, and then they just finally last year said, oh, that was just guidelines, because we didn't really know yet. So now you've got all these things that have to be undone. So it's become even harder to.
I've been sick since I was in my early 20s, and me and my sister just make light of it. We crack jokes on each other. I mean, we don't take it so light. I mean, so heavy, because life is already heavy.
Yep.
We're not adding bricks. We're taking some off.
Hi, JD Jane.
Hi, Janie Jane. Piggy Piddles.
Hi,
Uh,
Janie.
I hear you, and the thing is that it's hard if you don't have insurance, but there are things that you can do that won't make you a zombie that will help improve your life. I wear a patch that I change every 7 days. It's extremely low dose, and it's almost nothing, but it does help with the TENS units and the Tiger Balm or CBD and surgeries I've had and shots that I get and just different modalities work together so I don't have to be on the higher doses of opioids. I won't ever go back to that. I was never addicted. I didn't even get opioid use disorder, but it clearly disrupted my life in ways doctors didn't tell me.
Well,
But
I took myself off a lot of medicine. They will pump you full of everything and give you a pill that has a bad side effect, and then they'll give you a pill for
a
that
pill to
side effect.
counteract that
And
side effect.
and you're on 20 pills a day, and you're like, what the heck is going on? So I took myself off a lot of things, and I started doing a lot of healthy herbs and all kind of other stuff because you have to do alternatives because they will have you on so many pills. I think I was up to like 16 in the morning and 16 at night. I had dark circles under my eyes. I was just killing myself with all these pills they were giving me. So I
Yeah,
had
I
to
think
take control.
Janie, it's getting dark over here earlier now too.
we're getting ready to flip the time on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Um,
Janie's from the UK, Shay.
yeah.
Okay.
Piggies, I'm glad that it's bearable. I've lived with hip pain at a 7 or an 8 for 5 years. And I had a 90% guarantee that surgery, they did a half a hip replacement, which is a bipolar hip joint. And I think it's been manic for the 2 years it's been in there, and it just needs to go depressive and shut up. But anyway, I shouldn't
Neither
probably
got
make
two hip
light like
replacements.
that, but
My sister got both hips replaced.
but it didn't it fixed things. Like nobody realized that my hip had been dislocated for 3 years.
Wow.
And so it fixed certain things, but it didn't fix the pain. And they just put in a spinal cord stimulator, and we got, after going through all the hoops and doing the testing, and the first 3 weeks in September, I went from an 8 to like a 4, and I barely knew it was there. And then all of a sudden it flared again. And all the muscle, and it wasn't, something happened with the muscles and they all tightened up. And it just started to relax. But yesterday, running
Yeah.
after them dogs, and today
As
it's
soon
just
as
back.
Rita's
It hates
here,
me.
as soon as I saw Rita's show and I clicked on it on my TV, she was closing off. So I missed the whole live.
Well,
Hi, Rita.
oh, is Rita on? Hi, Rita. Rita, I'm sorry I missed your live. I was chasing mayhem again, and then Debbie was on. She only comes on twice a week, so
That's all right. Rita was just ignoring us.
well, I felt bad that I missed her because when I clicked it on, because the useless dog catcher came back today, and so when I clicked it on, she just finished, and I thought, oh, it sounds like Grandy's coming on, so
Oh
I'll
yeah,
pop over
we
here.
had somebody over quilting today. I wanted to see somebody was
Oh,
quilting this morning.
well, I'm glad you had a good group on to support you, Miss Rita. That always helps when you're
It
but
was
your
the
lives are
Rhonda and the
important.
Susan show today over there.
Could they keep up with me with the verbosity?
Yep. Yeah, Romania, or can't think of her name. Say it. She,
Ramona.
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 She didn't get a word in hardly with them two talking.
Ramona's very quiet anyway. She's very I mean, she can have some very profound things
Oh, okay.
to say, but she tends to be more on the quiet side, which we all
Yeah,
need.
she is.
You don't need loquacious people like me all the time who struggle with keeping it under control and keeping the details short, because details make my brain work, but 98% of the population don't care about my details.
No, Jane, we're going to Guyman, Oklahoma again, and then I'm going to head to Houston, Texas.
All right.
The Windy City. You know,
It's
but
very windy over here today.
seeing that something that's unusual is my personality, my innate personality makes up 2% of the world's population. So naturally, I've never quite fit in most places just because of.
Okay, Janie says.
Okay, guys, get ready.
No.
The pretty sister is coming on.
Oh,
Hello.
Oh, there's DJ.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Randy.
Hi, DJ.
Rita's in the chat.
Jealous, the pretty one.
I am.
Rita is.
Hey, Rita.
I'm gonna take a break for a couple minutes. I gotta see if I can find another red, or if I'm just gonna deal with this and put it together and see what it looks like.
Okay.
Oh, let me show you something.
Kelly says, Joanna, you sound like me. Plus, you should have been a teacher. You like to go detailed information.
Sure. I can see that.
Joanne knows a lot, seems like, that could help a lot of people, teach them different things.
My dad was a storyteller, and so was his mother, and I think.
Janie wants you to know, Deej, that she is in the UK.
Huh?
She wants you
Janie
to know
Jane
she's
is in the UK.
And Kelly said, nice haircut, Deej.
Thank you.
She's
Look,
a normal
I don't even know how to put the chat on. So
I know, I'm gonna read it to you.
You see this? It's kind of shiny and holographic on one side, and it's like this on the inside. If you cut a piece like this and you sew all the way up but 2 inches at the top on both sides, 2 seams, and then you fold the top down, then you can put a rope in it and it's backpack.
Oh wow.
So that's something you can think about, and see if I can put up a tutorial. But I have one that's like pink and blue and green, and then I have this one. But basically, you just sew up both sides and leave the top, and you make a little channel, and then you put it right side out, and you put a couple grommets here, and you put a rope through, and you have a drawstring bag.
Janie Jane says 60 miles from London, Deej. And Piggy says, just keep at it, Deej. You will learn it as you go.
I'm not computer savvy. I don't really care for it.
Janie wants to know, Randy, how come you pull all us chicks?
He's just got that charm.
I do, but you got to watch, Janie Jane. Shay Shay's been pulling in some guys.
I am bringing the fellas back. I'm bringing sexy back to truck driving.
Thank you, Randy. I appreciate what you said. I just know I'm pretty unique, and that it's not always been easy. Just being unique. You know, my 2 oldest brothers looked at me last July across the table.
He wants everybody to know that he is not a chick. Okay.
But they looked at me, and both of them, the eldest and the third one, looked at me and said, the eldest said, I'm frustrated and disappointed, and I can speak for the 4 of us that you've pissed your life away, and you've never accomplished anything, and you've thrown away all your potential. That's my siblings, what my siblings think of me. And I look at them and go, you have no clue.
Janie, I got to be surrounded by beauty because I'm not very good looking.
He doesn't get enough beauty rest because that would take years.
That's right. I've tried for 64 years. It ain't worked.
Jay Cavatier is back. He's sneaking
there.
in. Hello, everyone. Hello, Shay. He's blessing. Hey, Jay.
I'll be back in a few, Randy. I'll give the girls a
Hmm.
chance.
It
All
was
right.
good.
Okay, Joe,
Thank
hurry back.
thank you. Now I can see the chat.
You can't see the chat? And Piggy says, I may be old and messed up and can't sing like I used to, but
No,
I still fully an old dog man. It's the heart, Randy. Oh, wait, what she said? It's the heart, Randy. Janie wants to know it's the heart.
Well, that's why I say I know what a good brother is, and I know what a abusive, toxic brother is. And
Mhm.
Randy's a brother, and he's stuck with me for life. And I understand his sense of humor, and most of the time, it's not offensive. You know, sometimes everybody hits a nerve, but that's just life, and you work through it. You know, that's why I came back, and I made sure he knew I wasn't upset at him or pissed at him. I just needed a breather.
Yeah.
I didn't leave him hanging, thinking he'd done it. It was me. It wasn't him. It
We
was
all need a
me and
moment
the
sometimes.
timing. But yeah, you know, somebody asked me at Rita's, you would take Randy as a brother, and I'm like, in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Why not?
Because my 3 brothers are feckless, and my sister is a covert narcissist worse than my mother was, and I'm her target. I haven't talked to her unless I have to in 2 years. I haven't talked to them in a year. As I finally had to get to the point where I couldn't carry all the weight. I was done.
Piggy wants everyone to know you can't always assume based on such things. The Y instead of the IE on the end of the Piggy is a clue. LOL at Janie Jane. He wants everybody to know that he is a man. He's a male Piggy.
So did this little piggy go to market?
Oh,
And that little piggy went wee all the way home?
Joe, me and Sheila was watching one of your page, and you're a birder, right? Cause I know you were talking about the birds and your flowers that you're gonna plant next
Yeah,
year, your seeds.
yeah. We have chickens.
Hmm.
We have chickens, so we have fresh eggs.
Oh, okay. Because yesterday when we were in Atlantic City, I didn't see if you was on last night when I was on, but the lady, we was outside, a grackle went to her purse, snatched up her candy, and flew off with it. And I got a picture of it.
Oh, awesome! I'll have to go check that out because
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I do amateur photography,
Oh, okay. Me too.
and I have the iPhone. When I got my iPhone, well, it was supposed to be an X, and I ended up with an 11 Pro Max. It changed my life because I couldn't do a DSLR anymore because I couldn't carry it.
Hmm.
Either had to sit or use a tripod. And my iPhone, I'm now at a 13, I think, and the camera's phenomenal. I went from 2,000 pictures. This is crazy. 2,000 pictures in November of 2019, and I now have almost 50,000.
Oh,
wow.
okay. That's a lot.
Janie, the girls are from New Jersey, and then Joan, she's from North Carolina.
Been in North Carolina since '93. But yeah, I'll have to go check that out because that's pretty cool.
Jay, where are you from? Jay Cavasier, where are you from? Tara says, I'm not going to be anyone's scapegoat. If the situation doesn't change, then I will remove myself from the situation. And
You
Janie
know,
Janie says, oh, okay, thanks.
there's a lot of people you think they could walk away, but they don't.
It's very complex, and with family, it's even harder because they could do some pretty horrible things and things can be messed up, but there's a part of you that still loves them and wants to rebelliously hope that they'll get it. And if you're a Christian or a believer in God, then you want to do the right thing, and you get embedded with all kinds of thoughts as a child, and you take on things that weren't yours as yours, and fixing problems that you never made or broke. So it took me 10 years longer than it should have to just totally cut ties with my sister, and then to really see what my brothers were like. You
That's good,
know,
Kelly. And Jay Piggy lives just north of you there. He's just north of Atlanta.
yeah.
Okay.
Shay, you're gonna have to show me how to be on here and be able to read
But
this stuff.
the thing about this one is different. So when we are on Rita's Roots, she used the live stream other place, so you can scroll down and see it and come back and forth. This one I keep up and I can't see the pictures. I can see a thin veil. It's a thin veil over the pictures, so I really can't see the pictures. I can just see the chat because I'm on my phone. But if I was on the computer, it would be better.
Okay.
I did. I usually use my iPad
Bye,
for the
Rita.
live
Have
and
fun,
use my
Rita.
Bye,
phone for
Rita.
the comments.
She's gotta go. Terry
Bye,
is taking
Rita.
her to the back 40. Bye.
Bye.
We'll see you tonight around
Have
8:30
fun.
or so.
Thank you for joining, Randy. I use 2 devices so that I can read the chat on Randy's.
Okay.
Okay.
She has some work done on the pond back there. She's going to look at it and see how it looks. Okay,
Oh,
let us
good.
know. Rita, you know you can put a short up and we'll see it too. Because I go and
Yep.
watch all your shorts.
Yep.
Janie says, I was born on the 13th, but my mom said I was the best thing that happened to her. Wait, I lost it. Where was I at? Okay, Lassie has passed away now, but we had so much fun. And Piggy says, on the bottom right of the screen, there are some different shaped boxes. The elongated looking one will pull down to where you both video and chat. Oh, okay.
Oh,
The
I'll have to
elongated
look
one.
at that.
Yeah,
I'm
me and my sister are from New Jersey. That's where we're from.
Shut up. Get out of here.
That's my new friend Jay right there.
I'm still trying to. I'm looking at the bottom what they said. I don't see it though.
You gotta turn your phone around, maybe. Depends on what direction you got your phone.
Okay. Okay. And then I don't know.
Should Mike, Cam, chat
Yeah.
more?
And what do I push? Chat?
I am on comments. When I push chat, I go to comments and that's where I see them.
Okay, but then I can't see y'all if I'm on that.
No,
You can't see when you do that, but you're still there.
Okay.
but we can
Okay.
still see you, so don't dig in your nose or nothing. We still see you.
Randy, you make me want to go back and do a visit in Oklahoma. I only have one
okay.
kin person still there. My
So,
cousin. I have a cousin left. The rest are, God rest their souls. We'll just put it that way, so I don't get in trouble with words.
That's it. Janie says, no D's, no picking noses.
Yeah, we can still see you.
so I was reading.
He said, it's a man deed. You got to trial and error
I know.
to see if you can get a right response.
And I use a computer every day at work.
I just think it's amazing they put a computer lab in our school with these huge computers when I was a sophomore. Anyway, I was 17 and nobody knew how to use it. And the next year they started teaching code.
Mm-hmm.
And now look at where we're at. And I watch these 11, 12-year-old kids like at Chick-fil-A. They whip out their phone and they go ding, 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 and they go,
Yeah.
oh, page, and we're gone, and we're out. And I'm going, how in the heck, you know?
Janie says, if you know me a little, I always disrupt the class. All right, Janie, disrupt.
Yeah.
I like a little chaos.
Jump in. That's a good place to jump in. I have 2 states left to visit.
What's 2 of those?
State of confusion.
Yeah, and insanity. Washington and
Yes,
Alaska.
Lord.
I did what are called these compacted courses when I was in missions, and they were 2 years worth of teaching in 3 months. So, like, I spent 3 months on the rainforest end of the Big Island of Hawaii. So,
Okay.
I got to see the big end. I also got to see, the Big Island. I got to see Oahu, and I got to see Maui. I
Okay.
did one in Germany, near the Black Forest, and I was there 4.5 months because I stayed an extra month and a half. And I've done them
Oh.
different places. I've done like half a dozen of them for different things.
When
Did
you
you
were in
say
Germany, did you go to Austria?
Yes, I did. I went to
Okay.
Switzerland, Austria. I saw some of Belgium because I had a long layover. France.
Nice.
And there was a lady in my class. She had this little tiny car, and there was a 6'7" guy from the Ukraine, and there was 4 of us, and we would cram in this little tiny car on Saturday. It was the only time we had about 4 hours, and we'd take off, and we went to Bavaria, and we saw the Beauty and the Beast castle, Neuschwanstein, and toured it, and we went to where I was born, and I got to see that at Landstuhl, which is right next to the Ramstein Air Base.
Okay.
We went to Austria. We went into Switzerland.
Nice.
Those were great weekend trips, and it was just being around good people and the right people. And she just tagged 3 of us, and we would cram in this car, and he'd sit up front, and he'd have his knees almost at his chin.
That's nice.
I met some, and we lived in a
Janie's
we lived
singing to you.
we lived by a church. They had a
Young
conference center, so they
She
gave
said,
us a
"Yo,
floor.
lady Dee Dee."
Huh?
She said, "Yo, lady Dee Dee."
Exactly,
I'm gonna
but
have to look at the chat. I want to see.
they gave us a floor of their accommodations that they had for their conferences that came from all over Europe. So, like, 10 days there was a group of Russian women who came with a male elder chaperone, and I had some of the best evening teas and learning about their culture because they were from rural Russia. Great people. You know, been to Israel once. That was a cray trip, and I loved it. I'd love to go back now that I'm healthier. But it's
Have you been to any of
so
our
long.
territories?
No,
Oh, okay.
haven't made it to the territories yet. Want to someday.
I
Maybe.
was thinking about it. We're thinking about taking a trip. We have to see how the economics go this year coming up.
Yeah. There's so many places you can go, territories outside of the contiguous United States. But there's also places in the United States that are just amazing
That's
to
so true.
experience. I've been all over Eastern Canada. I've been all the way down to Mexico City.
Oh, wow.
Made several trips, even went down into the Baja
Uh-oh.
side.
Dee jumped out.
Uh-oh.
Dee, they said that you left. They said, Dee, come back.
I was trying to do
go?
something.
What happens to me all the time? I'm fumbling around and I'm doing something, and then I hit the wrong button and I'm out.
So I was reading it, and I said I was trying to do both, but
It's not gonna work. You have to
oh,
choose one. I've just chosen to read chat, so I don't see myself.
oh, okay.
Sometimes it's better not to see yourself.
I see myself
Aw.
way too much anyway. That's what she said. Shay Shay.
Let me look at chat. Somebody said, "Did you keep your hands still?"
Oh, Randy told me one day if I didn't talk with my hands, it would take half the time.
Oh, okay.
And when she tells a story, her hands go 90 mile an hour. it'd only be half the time if she didn't use her hands.
Well, that's animation. You know, you feel like you're there when somebody does that.
I don't know. It's so unconscious to do that. But now every once in a while, I watch the live and I go, oh no, I'm using my hands again.
I've never been to Delaware. Like, oh my gosh, I was a kid the last time I went to Delaware with Daddy. Jay wants to know at me. He was in Delaware for a family reunion in July, and it was a city called Middletown. He wants to know how far I am away from Delaware. I don't even remember. It's been so
From
many
Delaware?
years since I've been to Delaware.
You're a couple hundred
Maybe
miles
you
away
can
from
try to
Delaware.
tell us.
Yeah.
How
Mhm.
long?
Yeah, you're at least 150 to 200 miles away.
Okay.
Okay.
2 hours and 45 minutes.
Okay. All right.
155.4 miles
I
to
haven't
the.
been to Delaware
Okay.
since I was a little child, so I don't.
I mean,
how
that's
far
like
is
the
it?
middle. That's like the middle of Delaware, not the
You
upper
coming to
Oh.
tip or the
Jersey,
bottom.
Jay? Jay's coming to Jersey to take me out.
I lived in Egg Harbor, New
Jay, if
Jersey
you go
for
up
a
and take her
year.
out, I feel sorry for you. Better take some duct tape.
We're gonna be on video chat.
I was in Egg Harbor this morning, Joe.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was
Okay, yeah.
1986.
Oh,
Just
okay.
over a year. I lived in the Pine Barrens there,
Oh,
outside of Egg
that's
Isn't
cool.
Harbor.
that where the little place that everybody goes to that
The Jersey Devil they were talking
supposed to be
about?
haunted?
I thought it was the Jersey Devil.
Is it that one?
Uh,
Okay.
I think it's Jersey Devil. Mm.
Is it? Hummingbrook has something going on that it's a like mystery that everybody goes down there for either the haunting or to see the Jersey Devil or something.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. They had an old defunct blueberry farm that was next to a working cranberry bog, and it was one or two ministry locations right there in that area. I spent a little over a year.
I'm gonna have to check that out now and see.
Yes, Piggy.
Yes, she does, Piggy.
Piggy
But
says
I
that
guess
I'm like a woman who knows what I want. So you better be prepared to know how to be with a strong woman. All right, Jay, you heard that. You heard him.
oh, and she said, DJ, just kidding, my new friend. And Jane says you're 8 or 9 hours from me.
Wow.
From
All
Delaware?
right, Janie, we'll see you later.
Oh,
You
Janie,
have
bye,
a
Bye,
Janie.
bye,
Janie.
Janie.
Yes, don't be a stranger. Come to follow Joe's channel and Rita's Roost. We all get together and we're a hoop.
Janie comes over to Rita's once in a while, but it's
Yeah.
too late for her because it's like now it's like 7 o'clock at night over there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. She's in the future. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Shay, I climbed the tallest Aztec pyramid outside of Mexico City, 1987.
Really?
Wow.
That's a story. That's cool.
Look,
I've
Piggy
had
says,
some.
and DJ over there is deeply thoughtful and taking in every detail, so you better not be fake. And yes, so Jay, my sister is watching. So be prepared for real. My sister is on the prowl.
Let's be listening.
Jane, I hope you do.
Yes, we
Randy's
can't wait to
channel
see
is a
you
great
again,
place,
Jane.
and it's nice to just kind of watch the
Janie's
scenery.
been coming in here a long time.
Oh,
I can
okay.
handle you? Oh my goodness. You didn't run her off? What? She's a glutton for punishment. Janie, we all are.
Biggie says, "Yep, I nailed DJ. I'm good at that." Now listen, don't you be doing that. Alzheimer's dog's under my table.
Oh, okay. Which dog is that? Mocha?
No,
Oh, I got
that's
the baby.
Molly, the border collie mix.
Oh, okay.
She's almost 15 and she has dementia.
Okay.
And she has good days and bad days, but she decided when I got this table on clearance, it's a butcher block 5-foot table, and set it up for cutting. It has a stainless steel shelf, and I was going to use it for things, and she decided that half of it was hers. So I put blankets down, and so she sleeps here at my foot. And the only problem is if she starts scratching or something, all of a sudden the table will go. And it makes cutting really interesting when all of a sudden it's like, am I having an earthquake? No, it's my dog. But
What
she
kind of
gets
dog is it?
it's she's a border collie mix, and she technically belongs to my chosen nephew,
She has
Deb's
don't
youngest
you have those
grandson.
little dash hounds?
Oh yeah, I have 3 dachshunds and 2 bassets
Okay.
between my sister and I.
Okay.
But he couldn't. When he was 8, he came home from church, and he wanted this puppy this lady at church wanted to give him. And he said the Dee Dee, that's his grandmother. He came in with alligator tears, and he says, Jojo, Dee Dee says I could have this puppy if you say yes. And I know you're going to say no, but I want this puppy, and Mom won't let me have it at home. So the puppy has to stay here. I said, give me a little bit of time. I'll pray about it, because I'm not a big dog person.
Really?
Mhm.
No, my
Dog is the
bassets are
best. Well, cats
You
too.
can't tell that she's not. She holds the baby all day kissing on him.
I know, he be kissing all on you.
He's
It was
he's
so cute.
13, 14 pounds. He's not. He's
Oh, okay.
Mocha's not big. My
Oh,
dachshunds are
Oh,
less
okay.
than 17 pounds. The bassets are big, but they're
Oh.
low, and they're mostly slow unless they're chasing cats or something they're not supposed to. But they're low and slow and mellowed out. Whereas Molly's a big dog.
See, all
Mm,
dogs think they're really light, and they don't care how big. My dogs were 90, 80, 90 pounds, and they still got in my lap like they were babies.
that's
They
true. Yeah.
don't know.
Piggy, yes, people watching can be very interesting, and it can teach you quite a lot. But and I felt like God said that he needed the dog. So he came, and it was supposed to be temporary, and it's been 15 years, and now she's dying.
Mm.
She's got Alzheimer's, she's got dementia, and some days are good and some days are not so good, and I'm just praying that she'll
Mm.
curl
I
up in
think
our
we've been there,
favorite.
done that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
she
just
still
told
has quality of life, and as long
Mhm.
as she has quality of life, then that's fine. But I've prayed because I've had to put 3 down since
Mm.
2019.
Putting a dog down is so.
That's a
I mean,
hard
putting
thing
any
to
animal
do.
down is just.
It's the final test of loyalty and love. It's one of the most heartbreaking and
It
hard
is.
things you can do, but it's the most loving thing you can do when a
Yeah.
dog has lost its
Yeah.
quality of life. But I have prayed, and I have told Molly, just find your favorite place in the house, curl up and go to sleep.
Yeah.
We'll be okay. Don't make
Yeah, do you
me
like
think.
animals? That's a deal breaker for me if you don't like animals. I love
Well,
Yeah,
you
that is a
know,
deal breaker.
but if her quality of life diminishes or she begins to suffer, I will take her in if she's
Yeah,
got that
absolutely.
iron
Okay.
heart
Because
and won't let
animals
go.
are really good about hiding some things. They will try to
Hmm
do what we expect of them until they just can't do it
To
anymore.
the end.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why you tell them. That's why you pray over them, and that's why you continue to tell them that you've been good, you've been loyal,
Yeah.
and if you need to go, you go, and we'll be okay. You'll cross the bridge. We'll see you again. You
Oh,
give
I
them
tell you,
permission.
he's still in.
we got 5 cats here. Piggy has 5 cats, and we had
Okay.
more, but time takes a toll. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
We got 2. We had 3.
Yeah.
We had 2.
I'm gonna say the
Joe,
answer is
Joe, if you
yes.
put me in your living will, I'll pull the plug.
Yes. Thank you, Randy. I, I'll do that. I don't want
I
no
told my sister that I'm not leave. I'm just gonna leave her plugged up. So I only have
no
one sister,
no
so I have to
no
drag her out.
no. If I have a DNR, and if I am incapacitated, do not make me hang around. Do not,
Understood.
because I'm not here anymore, and I've already lived 25 lifetimes. I've already
Hey,
seen that.
backtrack.
So when God gives me the ticket, don't keep me, the shell of me here, suffering to make you feel better. Let me get the ultimate healing
But Joe, Shayla already told me she's not going.
Well,
I said, but what if I put it in writing? She said,
yeah,
"Go throw the paper away."
some people it's too hard. I get it, but for me,
Hmm.
I have people in my living will that I know will do my wishes.
Okay.
I have people that I can trust that will be emotionally steely enough to go, this is what she wants, no matter how hard it is. I would not put somebody on my living will that it would torture, and
Okay.
they could not do it. They could not handle it, no matter how much I trust them. I would not put that burden on them because I
Mm.
would know that it was just too hard of a burden for them
Yeah.
to bear and follow through.
You
But
hear that,
that's me
Shayla?
personally,
I don't care
you
what
know.
you say. That does not change what I'm doing with you. It's only me and you, so whatever.
You're gonna push whoever pulls the plug
I'm
into
gonna
the way
wheel
and
her
start
around
So,
because
jamming it
I'm not
back in the
here.
wall.
So I don't
Joe,
know what to say.
Joe, I told the doctor I work with. I said, my sister said, if I said with my last breath, Shay, please. He said, nope. It's
Because I'll say, oh, if she could say that, then she could say a whole lot more. We're gonna help her. She's coming back. So
Exactly, piggies. You know, if I'm gone,
I
I'm
be
gone.
cracking up. Hmm?
Yeah,
Piggy
you
says
know,
Mike has orders to pull the plug if they want
mm,
me on life support. Because as Joanna said, I'm already going anyway.
Mm.
if I'm at that point, pull the plug, throw me in a hefty bag, and bury me in the backyard.
Oh my God.
Well, you
Because
said bury her in the backyard.
I mean, no big expense, no big deal. Throw a cross between an Irish wake and a Shiva, and start
Irish
grieving
wait.
and deal with it. Yeah, I don't want one of those funerals where everybody gets up there and tells a whole bunch of lies, or only the good stuff, or
Yeah.
stuff they hoped. A Shiva and an Irish wake, both one's Jewish, one's Irish. You get together, you eat, you drink,
Mm.
you people come and go for 3 or 4 days. You tell stories, the good, the bad, the ugly. You face the pain of losing someone, and you tell those stories, and you begin the closure and grieving process instead of putting up some big facade.
Mm.
Okay.
And that's what I've told my chosen sister. I said, don't invite my siblings if they're gonna annoy the crap out of you. Give them a little portion of me. Give them my big toe, and tell them to have their fake funeral. You know, because what I want is people to come in and tell if they want, and share stories, the good, the bad, the ugly. To get angry that I'm gone, to grieve, to laugh, to eat, to drink, whether or not it's just milk or coffee or whatever, or liquor.
I
and
want to
and
party.
yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of what it is, and that's the belief that the Jewish people have. They have a shiva, and you sit
Okay.
with your pain for a certain amount of days, and you do that. As you do that, you begin to process your loss
Okay.
instead of throwing up something that's just dog poo. And you know, and the Irish do the same thing. They call it a wake.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For 2 or 3 days, they
That's what we
open up
do.
the bar, bring food in, and you sit and you laugh and you cry and you get angry and
I'm
you. But
I'm not having anything. If I die, I'm to be cremated and not tell nobody. My wife has got orders. It's in my will. I mean,
Mm.
there's certain people, and I'm not making it where people are going to have 3 days off and stand around and bitch about me.
well, Mandy, that's where you come and go. The door is open. I don't expect anybody to come and sit for 3 hours and stuff their face. If you want to come in for an hour, if you want to come in for 5 hours, that's up to you. But if you need a place to go and you want something concrete to grab a hold of to begin processing, there you go. I don't want no.
Kelly, is it going to have flowers on it?
And Jay, I am 47 as well. But no, I'm old too.
My friend
I
has
know I'm a
promised me a
young
pink
girl.
dumpster. Classy guy. That's great, Kelly. Well,
Oh
like I
yeah,
said, just
it has
throw
to be
me in a
pretty
hefty
pink, a
bag.
very pretty pink.
Just tell me you
Okay.
have to
Tell
bag it
Joe
there
and
in
Randy
the
what type of
backyard.
wedding you told me you want. I mean, a type of funeral you want.
Yes,
Tell them what you told me.
Kelly.
I want them dancing with my casket and stuff, like popping and dancing.
Oh,
Like in
you want a New
Louisiana.
Orleans? You want a New Orleans
Yes, that's
funeral?
what I want.
That's what she told me.
I
We
took
partying.
balloons. I took
They have
balloons
some
to.
big parties in New Orleans when
Mhm.
somebody dies.
I took balloons to my dad's, celebration of life, and I was gonna stick them in his hand so he'd be holding them in the casket. And my siblings kicked me out
Wow.
until I let the balloons go because they thought that was inappropriate. And I thought, but he's home, he's free. He suffered with Alzheimer's. He wasn't there the last 2 years. The last two times I saw him in November, and I saw him in December, or early January. And I said, Dad, you go. It's time. We'll be okay. God's gonna take care of us. I said, don't stay. And like a couple weeks later, he was gone. February 1st, the day the thing exploded. And I was like, he's in heaven. He's whole, and he's with the Godhood, having a party.
Jay, if
But
you and Shay Shay get together, don't forget, I'm the one that brought you together, so don't hold it
You know
against
what?
me.
You are the love
oh no,
connection. You are the love connection.
yes. Piggy says at my memorial, I've got a guy that's gonna show up as Grim Reaper. He's gonna give a hard time to certain people if they show up. I thought about making a voice recording and sticking it in either my box or my
The
Hefty
Grim
bag or
Reaper.
something. And all of a sudden,
Oh, the
when they
way. That's
shake it, it'll be like, welcome, and thank you for coming. And it'll be my final words, and everybody will be like,
oh my God. You know.
Oh, that's messed up.
oh my God.
Kelly says, I think y'all might have to send some day old flowers. Maybe we can wheel the dumpster over to the forest. As long as it's really pretty, as long as it's really pretty dumpster, who cares?
But we could paint it. We could just kind of paint flowers and gnomes and clouds. Jay says, Randy, I will give you a well-deserved recognition. Yes, New Orleans, similar celebration to the Day of the Dead. I lived across the river from New Orleans for a little over a year in Algiers, and I just took a ferry, 10-minute ferry, and I would be in New Orleans. So I spent a lot of time there. That was a great place. That was.
Yeah, I've never been. We were gonna go to the Essence Festival, and then what was that? Right after that, I think Hurricane Katrina hit, and all that.
That was
happened.
89 or
Yeah.
90. That was when I was two-legged.
Kelly, if something happens, you get in your dumpster off. Make sure it's by the golf course, so when the sprinkler system comes on, you get water.
Deb's daughter bought. I called her Nana because I knew her that way for 27. But she bought her mom's house, Deb's mom's house. Well, my leg's buried in the backyard under a small peach tree, and I thought, well, what if somebody buys the house and decides to do digging? Surprise! Here's a whole
we are
human leg
grieving.
from above the knee down.
And they are moved into a new life. You are the right that some
Yeah.
need a more concrete final visit, though, Joanna.
You do. Sometimes you need it for reality because sometimes if you don't have that reality, you're still waiting for the phone call to come. You're still waiting for them to come through the door because it hasn't sunk in and you haven't had time to process it. Not everybody needs that, but some people do. So the
I'm like that.
option is available. The option is available that, whoever's in charge and left, because Deb May now with her Louis body will probably leave before me. Pain in the ass because I'm supposed to get to go first. But her eldest grandson also holds the secondary place on my power of attorney, and he will do that. And it's just open if you want to come in and you want to spend 10 minutes, you want to come in and spend half a day. It's your place to come and unload and get that concrete and start moving on. If you don't and you're good, I'll see you when you get there, because I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going. We're gonna take the little gnome guys with us. Did you see this guy?
Yeah, he
Look at
said
this
I would
guy.
probably move.
No, I freaked out the nurse and right before my amputation when I told her that I wanted my leg back because I wanted to get closure in my time and in my way. And she says nobody in all my years has ever said that. And she says I have to check it out. And then she came back and she says, "Are you for real?" And I explained it to her again, and she says, "Well, that makes more sense than any patient I've ever heard." And I had to go through hoops, and then I ended up having to drive 4 hours each way, and they put it in a body bag, and we put it frozen in the back seat in this body bag, and we stuck it in our chest freezer for about a week before we put it in a box that Deb made, and we buried it in Mom's backyard. But that's part of how I processed, because I had that leg for almost 40 years and I fought for it.
Yeah.
And someday somebody's gonna dig that up and find a foot and
Oh my
shin
God.
bones and
Sad that the person thinking it's a mystery going, and it.
I know, right? That's what I was thinking.
what happened here
You're gonna be
100
looking for the
years
rest of
ago,
it.
50 years ago? Where's and there's remnants of cloth in a box. What in the world? Piggy's just sounded kind of like.
I thought, Joe, you were bringing it home for your dogs.
No, but I did. I will tell you this, and don't think I'm too crazy.
Bye.
But
Bye, Cheryl.
Bye, Cheryl. You have a good day. Don't think I'm crazy, but about the last ditch effort was to put a brand new knee, like a $30,000 Johnson & Johnson knee in to see if that would work. And I barely used it. So before I took it and buried it, I took a hammer and took the knee out. And I boiled it and I threw it in a drawer to make an art project with. And it's still sitting in the drawer because I never got back to it.
Amazing.
And my back neighbor came over and said, "You have a leg in your sink." Oh my God, you really did it. And I'm like, I paid for that knee and I never got to use it. It's brand new. I do some kind of art project with it. I still got it somewhere.
See? You got 2 new hits, so
Yeah.
I guess I gotta smash those legs.
In the same year.
I have but see, they couldn't fix the socket. It's so thin and fragile that it's shallow. That if they would have tried to do a total, there was too much risk of failure.
Stick. I need one too. Aren't they amazingly cute and
Piggy
so
says,
sweet, and they have the cutest little baby goat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're adorable.
Okay, Piggy says that I just scared him. LOL.
You guys are welcome anytime.
I am different. I am unique.
Midpoint for most of us. We may need a meetup at Randy's. Let's get this Mrs. in here.
Yes. You know, Piggy, I'm unique. I think I'm gifted. I have a near photographic memory. I was told that in 6th grade when my mother kept convinced everybody that was something wrong with me, and they did testing and said there's nothing wrong with her. And so I think and see the world differently. I have a personality that's 2% of the world's population, for goodness sake. So
hey,
yeah,
Joseph.
I've done some weird things. Hey, Joseph.
Hey, Joseph.
Jay says, "Jay, check your email."
Jay, sweetheart, I cannot check my email yet because I will be like her and get kicked off. have to wait till I get off of here to move. I'm
JJ,
not
check
touching
that
anything yet.
email. Ooh, maybe you should, so you can come back on and tell us all the juicy
All
details.
the juicy details.
We want details after the email.
And after the date, we'll take pictures.
Yeah.
We'll get on live on the date so y'all can see us.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
Piggy, I probably would not do that today, but I fought for 2 years and did 5 surgeries trying to save that knee, and my dad was dying. And my dad was my rock. So it was where I was at that time in my life. Now, today, I might get it and bury it, but at that time, that was just where I was at in processing what had happened.
Yeah.
And so, and my dad had a very dark sense of humor like mine. In fact, he found out a year after I did that he had the exact same innate personality as I do, which is why my mother hated him first. And he was my mother's first scapegoat. But he did his best. He was a great guy, had a great heart. I'm very sad that none of my siblings see that, but he had the same kind of dark sense of humor, and it's gotten me through a heck of a lot.
Joe, you're the only person I know who can drag their leg out of the drawer and beat somebody with it.
Oh, I have one I have one in my spare bedroom. I could get it out for you and beat you with it. I had it made in 2019. I wore it for 3 hours to try and prove that, okay, this isn't going to work. And in my back, it took a year to heal the pain storm. It started because, and my doctor.
Wait a minute, Joseph. I'll make you blue, and then you can.
And I said, listen. I said, take a picture of that hip. And my new doc took a picture, and he says, I'm sorry. He says, I know you said that hip was messed up. He said, they should have never forced you for 4 years to try and wear a prosthetic and told you that it wasn't patient compliance, because that hip and that femur, no wonder you had pain after an hour and a half of using it. And I would have never had you try again if I had known, but I didn't catch it. And so that $27,000 leg is sitting behind the door in the spare bedroom, because what do you do with it? I mean, somebody should take the socket that's molded to my stump and get a new one made, because all the parts are good. In fact, I've thought about taking some of those sockets because they're perfect flower pots. Nice deep flower pots are perfect.
Put that one marketplace on Facebook. Maybe someone's looking for one.
You're right, Kelly.
Yeah. I'd be apt to wake up missing something around here. Yeah, Kelly, yeah. It's very possible, and it is hard.
Joseph, what you posted? He posted a link for us, but I can't really see. What is it?
I don't. Let me see.
I'm scared to do anything right now.
Oh my gosh, it's his channel.
Oh, okay.
Joseph, you have a channel? It's his channel, and he's showing his WWE collection.
Okay, let me take a picture of it.
So
you said WWE collection?
Oh, that's what's on here. Yeah, he's got the little figures.
Like wrestling? Oh, okay.
Yeah, from wrestling. And he's got like a 1 minute video, and they're like all kind of, I don't know if oops, fat fingers. See, they're like all, no, you can't see it because it's just not. See, they're all kind of sitting.
You can't hold it against Joseph. He likes the 49ers, but we don't hold it against him.
The 49ers.
But he's only
he's from Ohio, and he likes the 49ers.
It was really bad last night. I'm a Giants fan, and it was really bad.
Oh, yeah, they was fumbling a lot. I saw that.
It was a bad night.
Oh, I have a small titanium plate in my neck too, Piggy. And I also have a piece of arson there holding the joint open, so I can be a pain in the neck and the pain in the arse simultaneously if I choose to be. I don't even have to do it separately anymore. I have cadaver. I have cadaver tendons holding my neck together, so I'm a wee bit zombie, and I have a lithium rechargeable battery in my
Because you're
arse, so I'm
zombie.
part Energizer Bunny. And then I have a bipolar hip, half bipolar hip. It's been on a manic
We
run
are
for 2
all.
years.
This is my
Joe,
crop
when
right
you
here. This
Joe, when you go to the detector, does it go off?
Mhm.
When
Yeah,
I go sometimes.
and I'm wired. My back's wired halfway up too.
Jay, the
Hey,
Jay.
my doc is going to get ground up cadaver bone and mix it with growth stimulant and put it in my L4 and my L5 to stabilize it and try and help
Oh, Piggy
unpinch the
was a
nerves
band member in school. We
so
love the band. They
so
turned up
that
the
I
games. Yeah, we love the band.
so
I
that
come
I
early
don't
so I
have to
can
do
hear the
major
band.
surgery. Hopefully it's a 10-minute procedure and hopefully it'll stabilize that area and help unimpinge the nerves and maybe I
Okay.
can feel my toes for the first time in 5.5 years.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And avoid surgery on it. Kick that can down the road. Oh, the
Okay.
plate in your neck ain't small. No, I've got two, and they're just kind of small because they hold me. Where I was turning my head in traffic, and I
Oh, he was like
I
Drumline, Deidre.
herniated
Huh?
the disc.
Oh,
He
like
did the
drum.
drums, like the movie Drumline. He was like, you was okay.
Oh,
Joe,
yeah.
you do know there's farmers in Kansas looking for one-legged scarecrows all the time.
I'm
I
not. I'm not.
bet.
Oh my God. Well, you know, Joe, I got titanium. I had it done in both my hips. Titanium.
I call him Mr. Glass from the
And
movie.
RoboCop. Remember RoboCop, the movie? She called me that too.
I have a stent holding my superior mesenteric artery open so my gut doesn't die. I got that in April 30th, 2022. They watched it for years, and in 1 year, it almost totally closed off, and I went from 132 pounds to 100 pounds in 2.5 months before we figured out that's what it was. So yeah,
What diet was that?
what's that?
I said,
What diet was that?
No
You
diet.
don't want to be on some of the. I will tell you, in May of 2018, when I first got sick, I was
She said
165
Robo
pounds.
D. Piggy said Robo D. Robo D.
Robo D,
Let me
there
go
you
through
go.
this. I can say.
And Piggy said, "Yeah, I probably do. Piggy." And I think my doc thinks I'm his guinea pig, but he's kept me going. It took me 3 years to find a guy who would work on my hip and not tell me that there was nothing I could do, and he kept me going for those 3 years insane without heavy drugs. I mean, he
Joanna is
steroid
like the
stuff
$6
with
million
proline therapy.
woman. You remember
Huh?
that show? $6 million woman?
If I could, I would never
No, it's
see
actually the
another
bionic woman.
Bionic
It's a
woman?
$6 million
man.
$6 million man, but it's a bionic woman.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, bionic woman. Mm-hmm.
But
okay.
if I had my choice, I'd never see another doctor's waiting room. I'd never see another hospital or surgery suite. But I know that's not reality, and I'm staving off a wheelchair, and I'm gonna fight as long as I can, and I will. If the benefits outweigh the risks, I will try.
We are crazy in this chat. Piggy said
I
she
done
got
had 5
gypped.
surgeries,
She
Joe.
didn't
You'll
get
be all
the
right.
speed and the strength from her surgery. So
Huh? What you say?
Joanna got gypped. They didn't give her the speed and the strength. Like, can you bust through a wall like Jamie Lee Curtis, like the girl?
Well, I don't know that I can bust a wall with DJ. This one coming up in November will be number 48. I started when
Number
I was
48 surgery? Wow.
yes,
Okay,
I
you beat
started
me.
when I was 14 months old. I've had 10 in the last 4 years,
Okay.
4.5 years. So I don't want to beat anybody, but I can. I do have these from crutch
You see
use.
that, Randy? Get a close look.
I do have
Okay,
some
Randy?
guns because I use them to walk every day
Yeah,
for
yeah,
25 years.
yeah.
I have my hands are crap, but
Randy, did you get a close up? Did you see
Yep, I got it.
it? Okay, keep on talking trash.
They didn't
I know,
start the
right?
surgeries. They didn't start the surgeries in the right spot though. They
Well,
start
Did
at the
they?
top, work their way down.
They should have started in my brain, but you see,
Yeah.
if you ever have to use crutches, ask for these. They're the same price as the ones that go under your arms, but I tell you what, they'll save you a lot of pain and trouble. Because the ones under your arms can cause nerve damage and a lot of grief. Those, they use your forearm
Mhm.
Okay.
and your upper muscle to move with each step.
Okay.
I told the doc, hey, just let it go. Take what organs you can. I'm sending little pieces of me at a time to heaven to remind God that I'm still here. Hey, I'm still here. Don't forget me.
It's
And I'm
better
going to
to go to
collect them.
heaven
I'm
with
going to
one
collect them
leg,
when I
one
get there.
arm, than to go to hell with your whole body. So you're right.
Absolutely.
You know, if you look, you see the front says keep moving forward, but if you saw the back, it says you can crawl, you
The
can
cat watching
cry,
the TV show.
you
Huh?
can.
The cat watching. What can I show?
On the back of this shirt that says keep moving forward, it says you can crawl, you can cry, you can puke, you can throw a tantrum, you just can't quit. You
That's
gotta keep
right.
moving forward.
That's right.
And yesterday and most of the day I was crawling. Sunday I was doing pretty good. But here I am. I'm kind of like Silly Putty. You remember Silly Putty? You could do all kinds of horrible things to it. You'd stuff it back in its egg and it would. I'm kind
Yeah.
of like that. Yeah,
You know,
yeah, Piggy.
if people watch the replay of this, they'll think we're all nuts.
Well, Randy, I think they already do. So you know, what
You
are we
have
gonna
to be
say?
there live. Piggy, the Marine, thank you for your service. Piggy, we really
Booyah!
appreciate you.
Yes. Thank you for your service. Absolutely.
We really
You
appreciate
know,
you. We need
We
that.
keep our flag up year round. Mm-hmm.
I didn't make it into the military as a Marine as I planned, but I fought. I've fought like I was a Marine my whole life
Randy, we
to
are
keep
all
going.
nuts. And it's so true. It's so true. But they won't see the chat, so they just see us saying crazy stuff and won't know what we're talking about.
Well, you know, actually, on some, you can set it up that if you swipe over, you could see what was said during the live.
Oh, okay.
So you can see the normal where you can make a comment, and if where the box you would type in, if you swipe over, it'll take you to the live chat.
On every chat?
So
I
you,
didn't know that. Okay, I'll look
I
yeah,
didn't know that.
so you can switch. So if you want to kind of go, okay, what was going on here? If they have it turned on, you
Oh,
can
if they
swipe
have it turned
over,
on. Okay. Is
and
yours turned on, Randy?
sometimes it takes a couple hours for it to pop up.
Randy, is yours turned on so people see the chat
Yeah.
too?
You can
Oh,
see it
okay. I'm talking about when it,
So
after it's on,
if
after it's
you open
posted.
your eyes.
After it's posted.
Yeah, after it's posted, my chat should be on.
yeah,
Okay. Then,
but
okay,
it's
then people
hidden.
understand.
It's hidden. So like here, where you would normally write a comment here, when you push over, it'll bring up the live chat if it's turned on. So like if there's something on Miss Rita's, you want to go back and go, I miss it. You can push over and see what was going on at
You know, I've seen it on
on
certain
Okay.
people. I can see some chat and then some I can't.
and it's I wish most people would leave it on, and I think most people do, but I wish everybody would leave that on. So if you're going back and watching the replay, sometimes you can kind of clarify, like cat litter. How did we get into this big conversation about cat litter and what's going on behind the scene for about 40 minutes? And you only get that if you can swipe over and go, oh, somebody started it by wanting to fix an oil spill.
Piggy says
So,
he's having
Yeah,
a live
Piggy
on Sunday.
drop your link.
yeah,
Drop the
because
link so I can take a picture. Because I can't click anything, but I'll
Now,
screenshot it and then I'll go
now
back later.
Piggy is a straight shooter. He says the truth about different things and topics that some people don't want to talk about. I mean, but he tells the facts on stuff. So
well,
And I'm not politically correct, so I fit in everywhere.
Piggy, I'll tell you this. You and I may not agree on everything, but that doesn't mean you won't be invited back to my table for dinner, because that's the way life is. We're not going to agree on 100%, but we can have some good, even heated discussions about something, and I'm going to learn something, you're going to learn something, and we can agree to disagree. And I'm just saying, I like straight shooters. I do not like these passive aggressive people who, you know, I'm pretty much a straight shooter. You know that, Randy.
I'll drop it, Piggy.
No, they don't. But some people get really offended when you don't agree. When they don't agree with you, they get really offended or can split a friendship. And it's like, this is really stupid
Yeah,
because it's not essential. It's not. It's a difference of the way your brains work and what you're seeing. And who knows, in 10 years, they may have your point of view
It's a life
or a
experience
year.
also, because see,
Yes.
I've lost a lot of friends and stuff since like 2008. Everybody's become so super hyper. I have to know who you're voting for, and if you don't vote for who I say, then we can't be friends. We can't be family. I have family that don't even speak to me because of things that are not even their business. Who I vote for is none of your business. So why are you
true.
angry? It doesn't matter. It doesn't change how I deal with you. It doesn't change how I respect you. So what I
Yeah.
get in the booth and push is none of your business.
But
I
see, that's the thing. We used to have the art of conversation, and you used to, even 20 years ago, as short as 20 years ago, you could have Democrats and Republicans in the same room having a civil conversation, and even if it got heated and they didn't agree, they would walk away and they would come back and have dinner later. Now
Nobody
it's
hated each
like,
other.
Yeah.
It
yeah,
was just a difference of
now it's,
opinion, and that was it.
yeah, you pray, you vote, and you leave the rest up to God, because He's the only one that raises up kings and puts down kings. He's the only one that
Absolutely. I say that all the time. I say that all the time.
yeah, He's the only one that'll put the
You were
president.
really quiet.
You say a lot of time.
Yeah.
What is that?
Move
I,
next
Shut.
door
Is it?
to your
Is it?
house
D
so I
hardly
can
Shut
ever
talk
your
gets a
about
mouth.
word
you when you
in.
come outside. I'm gonna move down to Missouri, and then I'm gonna be your neighbor. And every time you come outside, I'm gonna just throw little rocks at you all day and just annoy you all day.
Joe,
There's land right across from my
they
house.
I put up a squirrel box today
Oh yeah.
outside. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that should be fun.
Yeah, the one we had a couple years ago, it fell down, so we just
So
got a new one.
you gonna put Shay Shay on it?
I'm moving
I
in.
want to see Shay Shay skinnying up that little squirrel pole and kind of doing a twirl to get her snack, and then going up to the little thing, to get some more energy to climb down and do a little twirl on the pole.
Squirrel box.
I'm sorry, I told you I have really,
He said,
really kind of
D. He
strange
said
sense
he's
of
been
humor.
reading your facial expressions. She does that. She cannot control her facial expressions. So
Listen,
yeah.
when he just said about the squirrel thing, I couldn't help it. I couldn't hold it. Oh yeah,
That's
my
no
sister
problem.
said my facial expressions all the time, so I try to hide it sometimes. But
Well,
this is all in fun.
just tell them, oops,
That's
did
why
my
I like
face
people up
actually
on a
say what I
panel
was thinking?
so you can see. But sometimes when you say something when they're in chat, you really can't tell what they're thinking. But when you're
Yeah.
on panel like this, you say something, you can get their face expressions, and that tells a lot.
Even if
I
if
Well, see,
you're
I'm a
observant,
jokester, so I'm gonna laugh anyway.
yeah,
even
I
if
like
it,
watching on Rita's. I like watching Jackie. Jackie
yeah,
doesn't say much, but when I type something aggravating somebody, you can see when she reads it, her face just
mm-hmm,
lights up.
mm-hmm. But see, and sometimes it's a flash. So you have to be observant, and you'll catch it. If you, a lot of people can mask well, but you can't mask 100%.
Yeah.
You let even 1 or 2%, and it may be momentary right after you say something or read something, and it's
I'm pretty
there.
good, Master.
If you
He's
can
not at all.
if you can
He
catch
doesn't.
it, you'll see kind of reality.
He
She
doesn't.
could
He
have been
doesn't.
stone faced, and I'd still read it. DJ would scare me more. She's thinking 10 moves ahead, and when she gets you back, it's epic.
She is a prankster, so being her little sister
Let me read this.
has been an ordeal. Let's just say that. It's like Randy on steroids. Yeah.
But see, that's the thing, Shay Shay. At least you have a blood sister like that. And I know that no matter what you guys go back, you guys will give each other the shirts off your back and you'd be there.
Yeah.
Whether or
Yeah.
not you agreed with why she's getting beat up or not, you'd be there fighting alongside of her
Mhm.
Yeah.
in the same way around.
Mhm.
And that's a gift because not everybody gets that.
It's only us two. So
Yeah.
I think that if you get more than one sibling, you kind of can pick which one is your favorite. But I just got her.
But I
Well,
told Joe, Randy, I told my dad, I said, y'all was selfish. Y'all should have had 5 or 6 children, but you only had 2. You're supposed to have 5 or 6 or 7 children. That's what I told my parents.
well, here's
They prayed more and would turn out like Jay.
the you know, here's the thing. If they were supposed to, they would have, because my mom was adamant that I was the last child she was gonna have, and 10 years after I was born, my baby brother was born, and they were using 3 forms of contraceptive. 3.
Okay.
See, my
So
mother
God,
wanted 10 kids before she started, and she
Oh,
only got 2.
that
What
does that tell you?
happened? What
I
happened?
know, right? She got tired after 2.
She's like, two's enough. Oh my gosh.
I just said this like 2 months ago. I said your grandparents had like 11 children. Your parents had like 5 or 6 children, and then y'all got 2. Y'all got lazy.
Well, I couldn't have children. My mother took that choice away by a medication she took, and that's what caused my disability. And she tried to take that secret to the grave, which cost me a lot over the years because that information would have made a lot of difference. And my sister dropped it in a no, by the way, comment 3 days after she died.
Your
As
mom
if I
probably
knew.
didn't know.
But she knew. Oh, she knew, and instead of going, I made a good faith decision, and it didn't turn out right, and dealing with the shame and the guilt, instead she nursed it and she held on to it, and it destroyed what could have been. My mother abandoned me the day I was born, and that was before she knew the consequences. But they knew because they were phasing that medication out the year that the doctor offered it to her, where it was created in Germany, because 90% of the women who took it for nausea, severe nausea, and intractable vomiting and that kind of stuff, 90% of the babies were either stillborn or
Yeah,
died
pick him
within a
up.
week.
But just forgive her though. It's good for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she's gone now,
Yeah.
and I instead of grieving the loss of her, I have had to grieve what could have been and wasn't. And you can, okay, forgiveness and letting go are intertwined, but they're separate. And then there are the consequences that you have to deal with all 3. And forgiveness is not a one and done.
No.
Forgiveness often comes in layers. And I think when Jesus said, forgive 70 times 7, that's what he was talking about. He wasn't saying stand there like on a blackboard. He was saying over the years, it may come to 70 or 100 different times things that you have to forgive. And then it just becomes part of your story. It becomes part of what made you and where you came from, your testimony, your journey, and what God brought you through. And they've discovered, I'm gonna not get off on a roll, but they discovered there's been a group of doctors doing research because they wanted to figure out why about 20% of children became resilient from their childhood and moved towards breaking the generational stuff and moving forward, and the rest ended up usually do either in the same type of abuse or doing the same abuse on drugs, alcohol, whatever. And they found several key factors that are in kids who've had childhood traumatic events that help to make them resilient. And they also found that severe childhood traumatic events can alter the chemistry of the brain, which has to be healed. So there's a lot there. But some people, there's forgiving, there's letting go, and sometimes you let go before you can forgive.
Mhm.
And then there's dealing with the consequences. But my mother
Shay, how
knew.
come the cat don't have pink ears?
He's spoiled. This is my baby.
Biggie likes it.
Beautiful.
He's spoiled one. Thank you.
And that's
Well,
all I
this is
have
my
to
shirt
How
now.
did Forrest
Oh.
Gump say? Forrest Gump said, that's all I have to say about that.
Joe,
But see,
I cat bigger than your dog.
Yeah.
what was that?
I cat bigger than your dog.
He's pretty big, yes. And he thinks he's a baby still.
Well,
He's 10 years old. but
Mocha, the one that comes up here with the deformed paw, he's like 13 and a half pounds. My
Oh, he's
biggest
about-
dachshund
He's about 30
is,
pounds or something. Maybe 30.
Yeah,
About what?
no.
What'd you say? How much?
that one?
Now he
He
about
said
for cat?
13.
little boy about 16 pounds.
Oh, he's not.
Okay.
You sure?
Moji and Munchie are about 17 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Now,
That's about right. Mm-hmm.
Hope, the new baby, is a petite basset, so she's only about 35. Huck, on the other hand, is like 65, and he's on
Oh
the
yeah,
lower.
Shay, you said you was gonna do it. We want to see the turtle.
Oh, they
What
want
do you want to see, the turtle?
Foxy.
Okay.
The turtle.
You want to get it?
Oh, you want to see Foxy? Well, I go get it. I'm
You
gonna bring
wanna
it to
get
you. I'm gonna bring it to you.
You can just on camera. You can actually do it. You're on camera.
I'm gonna go
Oh,
get her.
yeah, you gotta hold your camera. You don't got a thing to hold your camera like me.
What you talking about?
Well, your little thing I bought you to hold your camera.
I got it on there.
Oh, okay.
While
Tell her to
she's
hurry
getting
up.
the turtle, I'm gonna say this real quick.
Piggy
What
Woods
I
now
went,
is in a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
I'm gonna say this real quick to
It's a
wrap this
Teenage
up while
Mutant
she's
Ninja
getting the
Turtle.
turtle. What I went through, God has used, and I would not have survived having my knee amputated if I would not have gone through some of the abuse I went through. Was it God's heart? No. But would I change it? No, because I'm a better person for it.
Absolutely.
And you get bitter or you get better. And
That's
God
right.
will use everything for good if we let him. And
DJ
each
Jay
thing
said, he said, my cat, that's not a cat, that's a mountain lion.
Do you like Raphael the most? So that's all I have to say about that. As
You know,
Forrest Gump would say.
the worst things that we go through in life build character. They show you who you really are.
Yes, if we let them. You know, I've heard 1,000, if not 5,000 sermons on my people perish with a lack of knowledge. The rest of that verse says, not because knowledge hasn't been given to them, but because they reject it. That's a big thing. God is always. I learn something new,
That's right.
probably several things every day. And I change my thinking on things every day because threads come together, or new information, or new perspective, or I catch a glimpse in God's rearview mirror that actually gives my hindsight more 20/20. And I hope to be that way the rest, and sometimes it's about rain and clouds, or why this flower is certain color.
Not being bitter is the most important thing. That's the one thing I try to protect my heart. I do not want to be bitter. Like, life beats us up, but I'm not, it doesn't beat me down.
Well,
So,
I'll tell you this. When the Bible says, oh, look at that. When the
Oh, there he is.
When the Bible says, beware lest the bitter root spring up, lest it defile many upon many, it's true. When you become
That's
bitter,
it.
it doesn't just affect you.
Oh,
He's
that's
adorable. And look at him. He
Hi,
looks like he's.
Buster.
Have you been chewing on some of them koala eucalyptus leaves
You're right.
or
No,
some
she won't eat that.
411?
She
No,
won't eat
but her face
vegetables
kind
like
of
that.
looks
They say
like
that she's supposed to like
mellow.
grapes and green. She won't eat that.
It was a joke because
Hold
of
up,
the
son. We
look
can't see her.
in her eye.
There she is.
She looks dignified, like she's like this English. Stiff upper
She
lip.
put her head out.
Stay calm and carry on. She's beautiful.
She's 20.
She's 20.
Yeah,
I was telling Shay Sunday, D, I got friends in California. They got one that's about twice as big as yours, and it's
Mhm.
about 20 years old too. It's a different kind. I don't know what kind it is.
Probably
It's got a,
maybe box
Big-
turtle
it's got
Yeah,
the
big-
back of it sticks up really high.
or tortoise.
Tortoise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tortoise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They can get big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Victoria
she
was
wants to get
saying,
away.
is she a red-eared slider?
Where you trying to go, Foxy? Hi, Foxy Mama. Bye-bye.
Piggies, I agree with you. I don't know if he had it planned, but he had it anticipated, and he knew how he could use it.
Absolutely.
And I agree with you too. You can have a great day even on your worst day if you have the perspective, and you're gonna have days where you don't, where
Yeah.
everything is shit. But God knew that too, because He said, "Be angry and sin not." So anger is actually amoral, and sometimes, and it's what you do with it that makes it good or bad. And sometimes our anger is justified. God says there's a time and season for everything. So yeah, I agree with you. You
Yeah,
know,
when I first got sick, it was like they tried to put me on all this depression medicine. And I told them sometimes you're supposed to be depressed. Like what's going on in my life is not a happy moment. So don't
Right.
put me on all these drugs and make me be laughing and happy when it's not a happy moment. So I wanted to be clear minded and just go through whatever I was in.
Well, you may be right.
Rita's back.
Piggy. Rita's back. You may be
Rita,
right,
you have to
Piggy.
play it back and see the turtle.
Yeah, the turtle
Rita.
just made an appearance.
How did the pine
Piggy,
come out?
you may be right, it's planned, but I think of it this way: God is eternal. He has no beginning, no end, and no middle. He's seen the movie because He's timeless, so He knows what we have lived through. So it's not predestined. It's not what His heart wanted, but
You're welcome, Victoria.
He's not unprepared. He's not unprepared, and He will use it if we let Him. But yeah, to Him,
Rita, you haven't
a
missed
day
none.
is
Joe hasn't shut
10,000
up
years.
yet.
I'm going.
Victoria, she is a red-eared slider. She is.
Hey, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Are you getting
Oh,
on
Rita's
tonight
gonna
with
go
Rita
babysit
at
with the
8:30?
girls in a little bit. And
Hi,
Victoria
Andy.
says, "DJ, thank you.
You're welcome.
Rita,
I'll
are
be
you
back
coming on
in a
tonight
few."
at 8:30? Are you gonna be babysitting? Okay.
I'm gonna go take a break for a minute. I'm gonna take my loquaciousness with me and my propensity to talk. You get me on a subject that I'm interested in, and
She
you're
said
in
she's gonna get
trouble.
Millie to talk to say hi to y'all.
I look around about 8:30 my time, 9:30.
Yeah. I don't know if she's going or.
John said, that's not a cat, that's a mountain lion.
You can sneak the kids up here, Rita, for a little bit. We won't tell their mom.
Well, we love seeing Rita's adorable grandchildren.
Aren't they amazing?
They are.
Mm-hmm.
They're a testament to her.
Yeah.
Because grandparents can have as much influence as parents. And I think she does in very positive and deep and impactful ways.
I'm
She
sorry,
may never
Kiki,
see
that
when they
happened to
grow up.
you.
What
Vicky
happened?
said they had a large one and the wildlife pulled it out and ate it and all that. You know, we're very
Large
protective of her. So when we have her outside, we have to watch
Oh, yes.
some could swoop in and just take her, and it's nothing we could do.
Mm-hmm.
And
We
I've
get a lot
had
of
friends
hawks.
that things have happened like that, and it's nothing you can do.
Yeah. We get a lot of hawks in around the fall. So in a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm.
That is very traumatic, though. That's something to see. Have
Yeah.
you ever seen like a hawk kill a pigeon? Oh my god,
Mm,
it's amazing and horrible all at the same time.
it is. It really is. It's like a wow factor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Shay, when you and Joe was on Sunday, I got the most views I've had in a long time. We had over
Go
200
ahead,
views
Joe. We
Sunday.
took over the show. We took the show
Yeah.
over.
Well, I don't know if we took it over, but I was enjoying Randy's.
I usually get
Randy's.
about 50 to 80. I had looked and I got 200 Sundays.
All
Well,
right.
it was helpful to me, Randy, because I was cooking by myself all day, and sometimes the company helps
I was
me
going to
keep
ask you,
going.
why wasn't there anybody there helping you cook all that?
Well, Deb
You're,
wasn't feeling good because she had a head cold. Wah. And Tony, it was his birthday, and she told me to leave him alone.
well, I'd have
She
went to
don't cook.
McDonald's and got him a Happy Meal then.
Yeah. Well, he would have come out. He did come out and help me, like, move the turkey and that kind of thing. She
You
did
want to
peel
get
the
up in the
potatoes
window?
for me. But, because I told her I have to go sit for about 15, 20 minutes before I put the potatoes on. So she did peel them for me. But, yeah, some days it just doesn't work, and I just do it. Because I want, and if I need his help,
I
he'll
like to
come
cook
in,
with
but
a
he
whole
don't know
group
how to cook.
anyway. I like to do it by myself. I don't want to.
I'm sorry. They take advantage of you too much.
Well, sometimes, but sometimes it's what you do for family too. You know, she
What's
doesn't
that?
have the same strength and
And then
experience I
that
do,
point.
so.
Oh,
And sometimes I have to yell at her and say, pull it together. It's not a blank check.
Yep. Sometimes they
Randy, where
got to pull
are
their
you?
big panties up. I'm right here. Can't you see me?
No, Randy, where are you? What state are you in? You on your way to Oklahoma?
I'm still in Oklahoma. I'll be in Oklahoma all day. I'm almost to where I'm going. We're 27 miles away.
Oh, see,
If
talking to
if
me
I
and Joe and my sister, we got you in the breeze.
if I could sing, I would be singing Oklahoma, the wind sweeping down the plains. But I'm not going to subject you to my singing. I stopped
Do it to
singing.
Randy. He deserves it.
Mm-mm,
We'll
mm-mm,
all
no.
sing for you, Randy.
I've played 5 musical instruments and I used to sing, and I quit singing early
We're
9th
gonna
grade.
start a band because I play the saxophone, Dee sings, and you play all instruments. We're gonna start a band.
I haven't played in years, Shay. I wanted to play the
Look at Santa
saxophone.
Claus. Uh-oh.
He's
I
Santa.
want.
I've
I
been good, and I wasn't naughty this year.
I wanted to play the saxophone.
Joe,
It
you
was
said
fun.
what was you first alto, soprano?
Alto.
Soprano. I was first soprano.
Oh, okay.
So I beat out in 8th grade. We did auditions for.
You ought to play the tuba as much air as you got.
I played the trumpet for a while. So I wanted to play the saxophone, but anyway, they had auditions because it was you got a letter for doing
Mm-hmm.
choir, and I beat
Mhm.
out all these kids, and then I got into the class, and the second week, the lady who was a famed voice teacher in the DC Baltimore area, she did live and taught our high school. She says, "Well, it sounds like you're not hearing, you're a little flat," and
Okay.
then they started picking on me, and my boyfriend picked on me, and everybody picked on me, so I stopped singing, and now I just don't. I love to
I
sing,
don't care. I say
but I
even
just
when she hates it. I just bust out a song like I'm in a musical. Life is like a musical for me. Every day it's a play, and
Seriously.
I just
but
bust out and start singing.
she promised to, help me get my tone back, which was weird to me at the time. How in 2.5 months I could go from, winning a coveted audition and being in. But I think what it was she partied with the kids, and I was a preacher's kid, and she couldn't have me to be a part of that because her secret might get out. I mean, she had wild parties at her house with the choir. And I'm thinking that the reason why she didn't follow through and give me some voice lessons was because probably I didn't need them, but with everything else I was fighting and dealing with at the time, I just gave up. And now it's just thinking about singing in front of somebody makes me go flat. But I have very good
Oh,
I have very good tone. I can pick out pitches. I've done several of those YouTube, how good your ear is, and I always score almost perfect.
Well, we
So
got
one
enough
of these
people at the
lives,
band.
we need to have
We
a
got Wayne
video.
on the guitar. I will play the saxophone. We're gonna make a band. I don't see
I
why
would
not.
love to hear you play the saxophone.
I don't see why we can't start something.
But I haven't played an instrument in years. My
Yeah,
auto harp and my
Mhm.
guitar's in the closet. I gave up my trumpet and my drums. There was some piano. I tinkered a little bit
oh
with
yeah,
piano,
because
but
we have Piggy plays the drums. Oh, we are set. We
yeah,
are all set.
you guys can get together and jam out.
We're about to jam. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, you could start like a little side channel with the YouTube Misfits or something for your entertainment only.
Okay. Piggy said he's gonna resist the urge to say something about that. Well,
Okay,
we're
I
gonna
didn't
just
mean
start a
that in a
band
bad
and
way. All
you're
right,
in it,
maybe it
whether you
should
like it or
be.
not.
So
Maybe I
Joe, you
should
said you
have.
play the guitar?
I used to. I haven't played in years. Sitting in the
Boom.
closet.
You could teach Shayla how to play.
We're gonna play some. What we gonna play? Like we can play funk. I play disco.
I do have a little mini disco ball somewhere around here that you plug in your USB. It was for Christmas a couple years ago, and I picked it up for like $1, and it's so much fun.
Oh, the saxophone.
I never got into disco, but the little ball's fun because it throws light everywhere on the ceiling. It tickles my great niece, who just is going to turn 7 in November.
So yeah,
I
my
did
life
not
is like a
mean
musical play all
misfits
day.
in a bad way, Piggy. It could be
We
the
did too.
Renegades. It could be the
It was nobody
Exceptionals.
took it that way.
It was in a good way, because sometimes the best thing to do is be a misfit. I mean, there was a point in my life where the lady that did the personality test that helped give me a big piece of the puzzle of my life in 1989. I said, sometimes I'd like to be a wallflower, an introverted wallflower. And she said, but you can't, because that's not who God created you to be. He created you to be, this old soul basic misfit, not in a bad way, in a good way. And life would be boring. And when I've tried to stuff myself into that round peg, that's broken more than it's helped. And I'm trying to learn to accept myself for who I am. And that's a whole process. And I'll be 60 in December. I didn't think I'd live past 25. And I'll be 60 in December.
I
So,
resemble that remark, misfit.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
mind being a misfit.
And
Oh,
I know
okay,
there's
buddy.
negative
Piggy,
connotation to
read
it.
Piggy's comment. He wasn't saying something about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, some
He was
people
talking to
have
Shay.
negative connotation to it, but it wasn't meant like that.
Yeah, he's talking to Shay.
proudly a
I
misfit.
don't think any of us in this chat will take every little thing to heart and be upset. I think we pretty
No.
lighthearted
Yeah.
bunch.
I do. I
Yeah.
get offended real easy.
We want you
Yeah,
to be
right.
offended, Randy. We want you to be. We're trying to offend you, Randy. Everybody else knows.
Well,
Rita's
sometimes
still on here? And she left.
I say things and I'm thinking of it in a positive light or something like that, and because of whatever touchy people mistake it or they take it as cement or 100%, nothing's 100%. You know, textbooks are written for the majority, which means there's a minority, but a lot of people forget that.
Yeah.
So sometimes I feel the urge to clarify myself before I get myself in trouble. I can get in trouble and not even know what I've done wrong.
Wow. Most of it,
But
not
I
all
had
of us are misfits on this YouTube thing. That's why we're here, cause we tried to make mainstream everything on all unconformed, follow blindly. Yeah, Piggy, it's, I prefer to be a misfit. I like to do my own little thing.
Well,
I
Randy,
don't
you
want
made my Sunday better on live. I enjoyed just sharing what I was doing.
it
And
was
I'm
fun.
an extrovert and I live with two extreme introverts. And I'm like off the charts. I have times where I need to recharge my batteries as an introvert.
Yeah.
And I'm a verbal processor. And that's hard when you're an extrovert living with introverts. And not everybody understands that.
Well, run the extension cord over and plug you in.
Yeah. Well, last night I had to charge the battery in my arse, so yeah, I get plugged in it every 4 days. That's weird. It's just weird thinking I have a lithium battery in my arse that charges every 4 days or it dies.
Dang, you might have one of them clap on, off deals. I could just clap my hands and turn you off.
Oh, wouldn't that be a good show?
Oh, you
Be
should
better
be.
than
You should
knocking
do
me out with
stand
a
up. You should
hammer.
do stand up sometime, Randy. For real.
Funny. Yeah.
That would be better than knocking me out with a hammer.
Next time you're on Rita's, I'm going to type in there, clap, clap. We'll see if you shut up.
And everybody will be going, what?
I know, right?
What?
How often do you do your lives? Because I do have my notifications on, so when you come on, I can know. But do you do them every day, Randy?
No,
Okay.
I don't. I might start back. I used to. I paid for StreamYard for a year. I actually paid for it by the month. And a year, I had 2 accounts and didn't know it. And I would go live 5 or 6 hours a day. And I was back when I first started. All I was doing was trying to promote my wife's channel and help others grow. I made a lot of channels get 1,000 subscribers or more, where
Yep.
they could have their monetization and stuff. I helped a lot of channels and grow. And then I got burnt by a few people, and it irritated me, so I just didn't do it. But my StreamYard turned off, and I'm just using a free app right now. But I think I'm going to do that restream that Rita's doing. It's only $15 a month, but the other one's like $50 a month now. $45.
That's why she went to Restream.
Oh, and Rita said she woke me. She said she was almost asleep, but you woke her up.
Rita?
Yeah.
Y'all putting Rita to sleep.
We gotta liven it up, Randy. All right, Randy, we gotta liven it up. What we gonna do?
Yes, Rita, you're right. There's a lot of people use different channels that are live a lot. They come in and like I used to share out everybody's channel. Somebody would, and I do it on Rita's once in a while. and then they grow, and then they don't come back or support you.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
D,
And it makes
you're
it
going
hard. It
again.
leaves a deep wound because that's wrong. I will be forever grateful
She
for
said,
Rita
Rita said
pushing
she's
me
in
off
the
the
recliner
fence.
trying to stay awake.
I will be forever grateful for God using Rita to push me off the fence. And I know I'm doing things back afterwards, and it's taken me a while because of my health and stuff. But I'm very, very thankful and grateful to her for, you know, being so encouraging and supportive. And it's like, that's why when she said she had trouble with StreamYard, I was like, okay, I'll do a membership if that's what it takes to keep you going, because you've been there for all of us. I think
And
I've
I
been
Yep.
just
watching
found
her
this
for.
community, and y'all welcomed me in so graciously. And all I came was to do was make some chicken and dumplings, and I fell in love with Rita, and I was all on her page all day. And I'm telling to my sister, "Come on, look, we gotta watch this lady with the chickens and stuff." So we have been like just welcomed in, and we're so thankful to you guys for being so kind to us. It's amazing. It's been so
Rita's
much fun.
Rita's
We
unique. Rita's uniqueness and her set of gifting is refreshing, and it's perfect for a time such as this for who she is. And it's one of my favorite channels.
Yes, I binge watch her channel. I go and redo and rewatch. I watch all the shorts. I go back all the years way back, and then I just start over.
And I'm not just saying that to say that. I don't do that. I'm not that kind of person. I caught a short where she was cooking, and I thought, oh, gotta check this lady out. And I watched a bunch of videos, and then I hopped on. And then probably about a year after I hopped on, she started doing the lives. And I
Oh,
sat in the
Okay.
shadows for 7, 8 months before I got brave enough to jump on. And my first ones were kind of a disaster, but then hopefully I'm getting better.
when she came on live, I was like, "Oh wow, she's a celebrity." I'm gonna speak to the celebrity.
Yeah.
watch it. She's listening. She'll get a big hit.
Well, she needs to. She needs to be
I was
secure
so
in.
excited when I first caught her live because I had just been binge watching all her stuff, and it was so good. And then the community and all the chat and everybody is so kind and sweet and funny. I was like, this is my tribe right here.
She needs
So
to
Rita
get a big.
welcomes everybody in.
She does, but
She
Rita
she has a big,
needs to
really
get a
big
big
heart.
head, in my opinion, because she needs to hear how special and unique she is for who she is, and what she has had to offer, and the lives that she has that God's used her to change. He has partnered with her to do more than she can imagine, and I'm not just blowing smoke because I've
There's a
seen it.
lot of women that said the same thing. Jackie is one of them. She
Mhm.
mentioned it again last night. And there's a lot of others that were like, a lot of us are on Facebook and Messenger that's in that channel and talk back and
okay,
forth and know the backstory of a lot of people.
okay,
And, you know, it's helped a lot of people.
Mhm.
I've actually asked Rita if she wants me not to come in because I know there's been a few women get offended what I say, and she goes, no. She's told me no. There's too many that enjoy me coming in. It brightens their life up a little bit.
Yep.
So
well, you can't take people can. I mean, I know people have had hard lives, and we've all had some challenges, but we can't, you know, tell somebody else that they can't be who they are because of our challenges that we've experienced. If we feel triggered, that's stuff that we have to work through. The world doesn't stop for our
Well,
pain. We have to
and
learn how to just,
and
roll with the
I
punches.
know if Randy knows that picking is gonna trigger somebody's insecurity or whatever, he's not gonna do it because Randy's not that kind of guy. It's not. It's just part of who he is and how he expresses his caring for people.
I pay
And
attention more than people
Yeah.
think. I read the
Oh, I know.
comments or see
Yep.
stuff, and I pick up on different things what they're
Mhm.
saying. And when someone's having a bad day, I try to pick them up.
Yeah.
Like Marlene is trying to get me, I think, to pick on her a little bit. She made a few comments last night. You know, and it's like Linda. Linda was kind of shy about it for a little bit. Now she's picking on me. Oh no, now there's Rhonda here.
Rhonda's here.
Is Rhonda there? Hey, Rhonda.
Hey, Rhonda.
Well, yes, Rita, you are not. You say you're not a celebrity, but the jury's still out on that. I'm not sure.
Right.
You're my celebrity.
I think she's a celebrity in her own sphere and world, and that's enough. And I don't think she'll know until she crosses over how many lives she's impacted just by
Well,
being who she is.
in a world where everything is going the way it is, it's good to have a place to go
Exactly.
and enjoy and laugh and no chaos. I don't like chaos.
I like a little chaos. Me and her different.
Well, we have
I
controlled
knew it,
chaos.
Rhonda. I knew where you was at.
Uh-oh.
We have controlled chaos or semi-controlled chaos. And I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm still changing and working on my edges that are too sharp that I don't like. We all are, hopefully. Not everybody does that. I understand that, but I am not the same person I was a month ago, let alone 6 months ago, let alone 6 months ago when this dumpster fire run began.
There's a new one.
Hi,
What?
Teddy. Welcome, Teddy.
Hi, Teddy.
Hey, Teddy.
I hope someday Rita can see how special and unique that she is and how much she has to give and offer. And
She
she
knows
can
it.
find that.
Yeah. She
Well, I
said
know
she's needing
she's,
her views.
I know that
Yep,
she
Piggy, I'm the same
struggles.
way. I'm round. Round is the shape.
Oh, you are not round, Randy. You are a square peg, and you are in a good group and a good company. But there ain't nothing round about you except for maybe your belly. Don't try and pull that one on me.
Well, Rita, we're back in Guyman. I know how much you love this town. I
Where
get
you
bored,
at? In
tired
Guyman,
coming up
Oklahoma?
here. Yep, Guyman, Oklahoma.
Guyman, Oklahoma.
You
Is that
need
where
to.
the PBR be at?
Where who? Oh, the
PBR.
PBR.
Joan,
So,
read his comment.
What was that?
Stop it. Enough
Okay.
is now. Save some for later. We got to spread
Okay.
it around a little bit.
All right. Uh-oh. My iPad's gonna die here pretty soon.
Uh-oh. Randy, you drained the iPad. It's all
Word
Randy's
what?
fault.
Well, I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable, Miss Rita. I'm just telling the truth because I think God wants you to hear it.
We
I
just
agree
giving
with
them
you.
good flowers. That's
Rita and I have been friends for, I think, going on 3 years now.
okay.
And I agree with you, Joe. Believe it or not, I watch a lot of YouTube when I'm home sitting there with Shannon. I can turn
Mhm.
Rita on and have the volume up, and Shannon doesn't say a word. But if I have something else on, can you turn that down? When she's having supper or getting ready to go take her shower, I'll be having something on, and Rita comes on, and she'll say hi to Rita and everybody, and she doesn't say a word about turning it down. If I got something else on, can you turn that down a little bit? I can't hear nothing.
You're very welcome, Miss Rita. And like I said, I don't mean to make you uncomfortable, but I'll just leave it at that. That I think God wants you to know and have peace with that. It's very hard to radically accept ourselves, and I'm working on that. And that's hard
But you
for
are,
me.
Rita.
Mhm.
So
I got to sneak in 3 hours a day.
I know. I'll be at work. I said, I gotta see you. My sister
We're
text
looking
me.
for you all the time. Me and my sister are trying to coordinate, like, okay, so if you get the notification, send me the link. And if I get it first, I send it to you. So wherever we are, we're checking in to see if one of you guys is on.
I was in Atlantic City checking.
well, Randy, I'm gonna have to go here in a minute because I'm down to 8%.
That's all right. I gotta close it down. I'm getting ready to drop this trailer here in about
That's
3
all
miles.
Oh
I'm
my God,
Okay.
it was so
Bye.
much
Well,
fun.
thank you,
Bye.
Randy.
Rita, I'll
Bye,
see you
Joe.
tonight.
Bye,
I'm coming to your
Randy.
channel tonight.
Bye. Love you.
Bye Dee, bye
Bye,
Shay,
Rita.
bye
See
Joe.
you in your
You
channel.
do, Rita.
Bye.
You share your panel, and that's part of what makes your channel unique and makes it such a blessing.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, this is so
All right.
rough.
Bye, y'all. Have a good one, Randy. Stay safe.
All right,
I'm gonna
bye.
plug in so if Rita's on tonight. I have, or if I
Plug
if
it
I go
in, plug
live
it
and she's
in.
not.
All right, clap, clap.
Thanks, y'all, for a great couple hours.
I can't turn it off right now. I'm in this construction, so let me get up there out of this construction. Still in here, Reed. We got the town tore up, making it wider street through here, 4 lanes. Mess.